Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. After a 9-19 start, Philadelphia has fired manager Rob Thompson after 5 seasons and named bench coach Don Mattingly interim manager. Thompson is the second skipper to be fired this season after Boston fired Alex Cora. Per USA Today's Bob Nightingale, Cora was offered the Phillies job but declined to spend time with his family. More on the diamond. Per the Athletic's Zach Meisel, Cleveland is calling up its top prospect Travis Pisana from Columbus. The top pick in the 2024 draft batted .287 in 24 games with the Clippers. Guardians host Tampa Bay at 6:10, while Columbus welcomes Toledo to Huntington Park at 6:15. Then at 6:40, Cincinnati hosts Colorado, which can be heard on the Fan after the Buckeyes show. This update sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go, Randy. Rando Tuesday style, he said. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the cannon behind the glass. Boys, how we feeling?
What up? I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good. I can't complain. Everybody today, I feel like I'm letting you two down. We got some good hoodie action going on the show today, and I'm going kind of jacket in the hoodie, but
you're layered.
Nice, yeah, it's
going to be that kind of a week.
Chilly-ish, little rainish,
damp.
Last night into this morning. So, yeah, man, I'm feeling good. You guys are looking good. I hope everybody's having a nice day. So far, how you feeling, though? You good?
Outstanding.
Good,
yes,
brother.
this will be a good day. So we'll have Tyvis. We're going to shift some things around today. So Tyvis Powell, who usually joins us around 1:30-ish, will jump on at 12:30. We'll maneuver him there. So we'll move him up in the lineup to welcome our friend Ari Wasserman on from On3 Sports at 1:30. And then, of course, Carp probably in studio at 2 if TLC booked him, because he doesn't book him if he can't be in studio.
He kind of just strolls in when he wants for however long he wants. And you know what I mean? Hey, it's always a party when we see Bobby in here.
It's kind of like this is his former time slot.
Yeah.
And so I feel like maybe he rents this time slot now to us, and he's the landlord. And every now and then he wants to visit the property.
Mm-hmm. He comes to collect.
Yeah, and make sure that
little dorm storm for him?
Something
like that?
Just kind of oversee things. Make sure that our security deposit is paid up. And if there are some holes in the wall or things that maybe he didn't do that we need to pay for. All right, so we'll have him at 2 o'clock. I did see. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say one of my favorite parts of Bobby's appearance with us on Tuesdays is when Dom comes lurking through the door at around 2:25 because he's like, hey, he's supposed to be doing TV with me. We're robbing Dom of his time with Bobby. You know what I mean? That's honestly my favorite part. And
we're live. He's taping.
Very true.
We win that.
Was it live earlier when I heard Dom call you a Judas? Did that happen today? That got back to me.
He's so wrong on all
Uncle
this.
Dom's calling you. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. All I told him was, hey, the guys are getting after you for, stoking the flames on some Buckeye thing. I didn't know anything about it. I just heard it.
But he claims that you're the one who is planting the seed that, Dom Taberi is starting a QB controversy between San and Tavian St. Clair, and Dom's not having it.
Let me tell you what. It was like when I figured it out. It was Bozzini all along. I think Rothman was in on this scheme, and I think that your boy, of course he was, walking around like, hey, I'm the good guy. Hey, I'm the peacemaker. Hey, did you hear that they're talking about you all week on radio? What's wrong with you? There's a quarterback. I go, what are you talking about, AR?
I know
where all this came from. Let me tell you what. There was a Judas in the room, and there's a couple of them.
Couple Judas.
There you go. I called it like it is.
You called it wrong. I had nothing to do with it. I heard it, and I repeated it to him. And by the way, everything that he just said is a description of himself for the last 40 years. Everything that was just uttered. So anyway, stop projecting. Man. You're projecting on me. Stop projecting.
There's been something going on the last few months around here where Dom's trying to get something going between you and Barons. Now it's Dom and you.
That's what I'm telling you. This is what he does. This is his signature move.
Stirring the pot.
Yes,
Uncle Dom, just stirring the pot around here.
Yeah.
Okay.
68 going on 12.
We just wanted you to have your say in this, because when somebody calls you a Judas.
Come on, Anthony, take a picture with me.
By the way, what did I do?
You refused.
That's right. Yeah. I wasn't going to get involved in that.
You do that a lot to people.
Hey, you want to take your selfies on your own.
You do that to your fans, too.
He wanted to take a selfie with you so he could show his Twitter followers that you two had made peace.
No, I think he wanted to do that because he thought I was going to be on his team. He needed support. See, this guy believes me. And then when I didn't, he pivoted to this move.
He turned heel on you.
That's right.
Yeah.
The second I decided, no, I'm not going to get involved in your little romper room thing you got going here. Here I thought I was doing him a favor by saying, hey, you might want to retort to something that's going on in the air. Mm-hmm. Here I thought I was helping him, and then he spins on me.
You're the one who let him know that was happening?
Well, I let him know that I heard the guys talking about this on the radio.
Oh, well,
which,
he
guess
owes
what?
You.
They were.
They were.
He owes you.
You think?
No question.
I actually think, wasn't it Ryan Baker that started all this?
That's right.
Ryan Baker
that was the second Judas, he said. There were two.
You and Baker.
Yeah.
He said, Ryan Baker said he saw tweets and YouTube comments. So there were listeners and followers who were saying they heard Dom say something. Mm-hmm. Ryan Baker alluded to that. He said, I got some tweets and I'm seeing some YouTube comments. What did Dom say on Wall to Wall? And then Rothman said, I heard Baker talking about you on the radio.
That's it. You were sitting right there.
And then Dom turns on Rothman for apparently not being, he's only 9 toes down. He's not 10 toes down.
Let me ask you guys this, because you mentioned Wall to Wall in there.
Wow. Tough to speak.
Has Dom or Adam or Nicole, any of the three, presented a receipt to us or their viewers to show that Dom didn't start this conversation? Because that's what the streets need. Now we need receipts from their side. If you didn't do it, bring us the receipts, Uncle Dom.
Well, apparently he did to Bishop and Friends. But I don't know. I didn't listen to that. Yeah, I guess they took some audio from the show, but I don't know. You'd have to watch the entire show to see if they alluded to it or if there was a tease or a little banner. The question, is there a competition? Like, you need to do a deeper dive on that. It can't just be some little, audio clip that's condensed into 30 seconds. That's all I'm saying. So that's fine. I'm out. That's fine. He can play this card to make himself feel better. It's not true. I did see this today.
Yeah, what do you got?
So the rabbit hole that is Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel rolls deep.
I thought you were going to say Meg the Stallion and Klay Thompson.
No,
because I found myself
move the needle for me.
Oh, it's a massive needle mover for me because I found myself doing a dorm storm / doom scroll / whatever on Klay Thompson and Meg the Stallion. Klay Thompson's in those streets, AR. He's in those streets. Lexi Brown, WNBA player. D. Brown, former Celtic. His daughter is apparently, the one that was creeping around with Klay Thompson. And Meg the Stallion and her little fan base are trying to get witches to do evil spirit stuff on Klay now. Okay. Yeah, that's the rabbit hole I found myself in last night. Pretty wild.
All right. Listen to this one.
Yeah.
This story is that in December of 2022, the Tennessee Titans went on a losing streak. Bring up the 2022 Titans schedule.
I'm on it.
If you can.
I'm on it.
So, and tell me if that's correct, that they had lost 4 straight going into December.
That is absolutely accurate. Right. So starting November 27th was their first loss at home to Cincinnati, and they did not win a game after that.
There are screenshots, I didn't know you could do this, of an account, a Spotify account, belonging to Diana Rossini, which featured a collection of songs titled Turning the Page. It got shared with a user named Mike on December 19th of 2022, which just so happens to fall in line with that 4-game Titans losing streak. It was shared with user Mike the day after Vrabel's Titans lost their 4th straight game. The whole thing could be a coincidence, but all signs are pointing to it being for Vrabel for her consoling him and trying to
lift up his
spirits on the 4-game losing streak. It included songs he has been known to play at practice in the past. It's got a 15-song list. Beyonce.
What's the song?
Lotto. I don't have the songs.
Oh.
Lotto, Sam Hunt, Papa Roach, Def Leppard, Kiss, Van Halen, Styx, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Man.
Nice
What's the Def Leppard? What was the Def Leppard one? Pour Some Sugar on Me?
3,
well,
2.
Thank you. That's amazing.
Did the Who make the cut?
What was Styx?
Gotta be Renegade.
Oh, no, it had to be some love ballad.
Did the Who make the cut?
No, we don't get fooled again. I bet Californication was one of them. Red Hot Chili Peppers. That would have been a good one. Anyway, so here it continues. Rossini has since scrubbed her Spotify profile.
Okay.
And the Mike account in question has been changed to a different name. The name is Ty-Car, which, you can't make this up, is a combination of Rabel's kids' names, Tyler and Carter.
Okay, what is happening? What is going on? First of all,
that's dangerous. That sounds like a password.
How do you even get to somebody's Spotify playlist?
That's what I'm
know. On Apple Music, so I don't use Spotify. TLC, how does that work? Are you a Spotify guy?
Not really. I know that you can have profiles and stuff, but I'm with Apple Music predominantly, so same.
Somebody let us know in the chat.
She shared made a playlist of 15 songs, allegedly, and sent it to his account. Allegedly, it was his, and it was 15 songs, songs that he likes. Songs to kind of like, this is basically the 2026 or 2022 version of the mixtape that we used to make back in the day. People of my generation, we made cassette tapes, great songs. You sent it to the girl you liked or the girl you were dating. They play. It was the original mixtape. That's what high school girlfriend texted on Sunday. That's right. So that was it. This was the mixtape.
Okay.
I still have a few.
And apparently,
just nowhere to play them.
He's been cited in Utah, Vrabes, like TMZ. Everybody's all over the situation.
But sure, he's got some weddings to go to this summer.
Now we know that this is starting, or it started in 2020. So they knew each other very, very well.
All right, Ice, if we're going to be good gift givers, we got to listen. He just said he has cassette tapes, but he has nowhere to play them. We've already given him the Bluetooth earpiece. November 24th, he needs a cassette player.
No. Done.
No, because I'm not going to just carry around a tape recorder.
Would you rather have that or a DVD player? If we found one of those for you.
I think I do have like a portable DVD player still.
He needs a DVR player for his old TV tapes.
Yeah. I'll think about that.
Okay.
But no.
All I ever hear about his TV career is I have that somewhere.
That's true. I have it somewhere. But it's on formats that can't be played.
You a hoarder? You keep everything?
No, okay. I'm trying to not be the old pack rat. All right, we're coming back. Ryan Day, the proud coach, off the weekend. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Thousands of students every year choose Columbus State Community College, earning degrees that open doors to in-demand jobs, stable careers, and real earning power. Columbus State is making Central Ohio stronger. Apply today at cscc.edu.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 5.99% APR, 6.02% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Hey, it's AR here from my longtime friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. If you need service but don't have time to plan it out, Germain Honda of Dublin makes it easy. During the Honda Spring event, you can take advantage of same-day service, no appointment necessary. Just pull in, and their team will take care of you. Fast, convenient, and done right the first time. They've been taking care of me and my Ridgeline for years. Keep your Honda running at its best with Germain Honda of Dublin and at GermainHondaofDublin.com.
Always still look at myself as a high-performing athlete, even at 40 years old. And so I want to go able to run and run fast and do things that I could 15 and 20 years ago. And it was getting to the point where the pain was starting to limit that.
Pain attacks people from all walks of life, not just former professional athletes like Bobby Carpenter. That's where QC Kinetics non-surgical treatment steps in.
And now that the pain is gone, I've been able to go and do the stuff that I love and run fast and run sprints and try to get back to where I was.
QC Kinetics regenerative treatments use your body's own healing properties to deliver long-term relief without surgery.
Now, being able to go and work out and do the stuff that I want to do and challenge my body, it's made me a better person, a more pleasant person to be around.
Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Ready to plan the ultimate weekend getaway? Start day one at the Columbus Zoo. Then crank up the excitement on day two at Zoombezi Bay. Grab your Columbus Zoo and Zoombezi Bay 2-day pass now at columbuszoo.org.
Bishop and Friends.
Defending national champions, chasing immortality, perfection, all of it. Sometimes you need a history lesson, and sometimes you got to go way back.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Cellar.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
And end this crime.
As governor, Vivek will lock up human traffickers, protect our children, and deliver justice. Let's end this evil for good with Vivek Ramaswamy.
Vivek Ramaswamy for governor.
Paid for by Vivek Ramaswamy and Rob McCauley for Ohio.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see more and more sunshine build throughout the day today, but it will be breezy and warm with daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s. For tonight, increasing clouds overnight with our lows in the 50s, and then chances of showers and thunderstorms develop into the Wednesday morning commute, so make sure you give yourself plenty of time. We are looking also at breezy winds and much cooler throughout the day with highs only in the low 60s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. New special guests in everything scarlet and gray. The Fan. The best teams don't always win titles. Sounds like AR and Maddie bragging about their fantasy teams.
Hey, that's cheating.
This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, Tyvis Powell at 12:30. By the way, I found it. Here's your new Fernando Mendoza NFL T-shirt that I told you guys I bought. I haven't bought too many of the other NFL gear, but I bought this Raiders nice soft T-shirt, NFL T-shirt.
Okay.
And I'm gifting to you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Oh, this is nice, man.
Yeah.
This is nice. This will definitely get rocked.
Because I know you're a guy that'll wear something that's color coordinated.
Yeah, if it matches my outfit, you know what I mean? I'm rocking it. I don't have any Bengal, Steelers, Brown stuff. I can't cross that line. But anybody else in the league, if I like your logo and I like your colors, I'll rock it. So I appreciate it.
It matches my outfit.
Exactly.
That's right.
Hey, how old is that? Got to be over 10 years old.
Was that Maddie?
It sounds like an AI version of me.
Yeah, it doesn't
really
sound correct.
I kind of just played it because I knew what it was and I saw the words, but
it matches my outfit.
Are you
that
14?
That can't be you.
I guess I don't know if they did something to my voice when they put it in the system, but that was when Mike and Torg at the time were, I believe it was still Torg, they were dunking on me because I was an intern that was walking around with a Pittsburgh Pirates hat.
I remember that.
And it was Mike's.
That's in the division.
My excuse. Yeah. And after that day is when I created this rule. Because then I just thought, I'm out of pocket. I'm out of pocket. It can match my outfit all it wants to, and I feel good about it. But I felt grimy when they called me out.
So like a rapper, you're just wearing hats of whichever team. You don't even have to like them. Just in your music video.
Matches the color. Yeah, for sure. So,
I mean, I'm sure that the Pirates got some part of that money somewhere, right?
Probably a percentage off the hat.
Whatever you paid for that hat, they got something.
Absolutely.
So we can always say that you've given to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, you bought us like Yoshi Tsutsugo or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make me feel good.
You contributed. That may have been the tiebreaker.
You know how I feel about those Pirates.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me feel good. But
yeah, I appreciate Paul Skeens. It's fine.
Is this just what happens, or is this something that sounds weird to you guys?
Okay.
That when the Browns took Denzel Boston, do you have this? I'm going to send this to you. I know you don't like me doing this during the show, TLC. He hates when I send him stuff.
As long as there's no cussing.
No, I don't believe there is. Okay. And I'm going to send it through I'll send it through the chat. Yeah. This is how you do radio in 2026.
Slide in my DMs.
I just did. Both of yours.
Yeah, I just got the alert.
Yeah.
And so
Maddie's a voyeur right now.
I want so you guys can tell me whether this is a little bit just, hey, it happens, or how does something like this happen? And maybe he didn't want to throw anybody under the bus, and he took the heat for it. And I don't think it's that big of a deal. We've all made mistakes on the air before. This one goes a little deeper than others as far as where did you get that? But when the Browns made their pick, this was pick 37. This is how Mike Greenberg announced it.
For my Cleveland Browns, with the 39th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Denzel Boston, wide receiver, Washington. Here we go, Brown.
So there you are, Mel. That's another player whose name you were waiting to hear called. You remember his dad, David Boston, first-round pick out of Ohio State in 1999. Denzel, 125 catches and 20 touchdowns the last 2 years.
What do you...
oh, man. Because I have a question. Like, could that come from an intern? Somebody that types up all the profiles or whatever for Greeny.
He went on and said, he apologized. He said he made a mistake in his research.
Oh, so he's owning it.
He owned it.
Okay, and not throwing anybody under the bus. Because, AR, you know how this stuff works, obviously more so than we do. They got a lot of people feeding them a lot of information, so maybe somebody just typed that up wrong, and Greeny's like, you know what, I'll take the L on that. I didn't catch that. I didn't hear that at all, so that's the first time I've heard it. But, yeah, that's a bit of a tough look for Greeny, but yeah, we all have those. So it's not going to do anything to his career and how I view him as a broadcaster or anything like that. It was just...
It's not career defining.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one that he probably... When you make a mistake like that, we all have, the most important part of that is giving the apology as soon as possible. And for yourself, because you want to get past it. And the only way to get past it is to correct it as soon as you can. And that way you can take a breath and say, made a mistake. You just don't want to be notified of that 2 hours later.
Yeah.
So, but I thought that was... Now, I didn't know. When he said it, I was like, does the ages work out? Like, I was trying to...
math.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Like, I know it was instantly a mistake. But clearly it was. So, they do not have David Boston's son. They have Denzel Boston, whose father's name is Chris.
Okay.
And so that happened. The other stuff that happened is that Ohio State owned the draft. We had this conversation with Adam King yesterday, and I talked to somebody today, Ohio State fan, that was still in the mode of, when you have a draft like that, to not even have played for the championship does actually sting a little bit when you feel like you have that amount of talent up top, NFL talent. Now, they lost to both participants in the title game, and they lost two close ones. So it wasn't like it was a massive underachievement. But I think it draws a little light to it. And Adam brought up, well, this is a lot less than 2015. And I thought, well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, we could look at Bosa and Zeke being up there, but I think this draft is going to turn out to be better than that draft for Ohio State. I do. And I think then that would make it even more that, boy, I wish you could have cashed in with that team. Now, this isn't just an Ohio State thing. This has happened for years. Yeah. I remember telling you that Indiana basketball team that lost to Syracuse that had Oladipo and Zeller and Watford and Hulls, like that team didn't even get to a Final Four, let alone play for it all. This happens in one-and-done sports. And now, I don't think anybody's looking back necessarily on this year as saying, wow, that was a season that might have been. That one really got away. I think the reality of this year is what happened late is Ohio State fan has actually made peace, and they've been very real, and that this team did not have it where it really counted against teams that had it where it counted.
Look at one of the teams that played in the national championship game, Miami. They had, 3 guys go in the first round, and all 3 were
in the trenches.
Maui Noga and Messidor, and then obviously Bain, right? And so that's where Ohio State fell short just a little bit, was that area, especially on the offensive side of the ball. When you were going down that stretch run of going up against Indiana's front 7 and Miami's front 7, the combination of them not being able to hold up the way that they wanted to and not executing in the red zone, especially in that Big Ten championship game, because there was a lot of that going on, too, to where they were moving the ball down the field, but down there in the 20s, they just weren't putting points up on the board. So, yeah, I'm not going to overreact to it too much. It really doesn't change too much of how I feel about their season, because I guess you could look at it that way, and then you could look at it like the team that won it all, and Indiana had 2 first-round picks, but they had it at the most important position at quarterback.
I don't know if they've ever had 2 first-round picks in the same draft.
A team that had 2 won it all, and a team that had 4 didn't win it all. Like I don't know. I don't get caught up in that too much.
You got a Ryan Day on the proud papa here that we teased. I want to hear what he had to say about this draft.
I think that we...
Oh, my bad. Let's do... You want Arvell or Downs?
Either one.
All right, let's do Arvell.
I think when you have somebody who can do multiple things, it just brings a certain versatility to your defense, and he can do that. He's only 20 years old, so this guy can do a lot. And I think to find somebody that truly can set the edge like he can in a 5-down front or what we call an Okie front, and then rush the passer, but also play off the ball in 4-down front is unique. And the more that he plays, and the more he learns what they want to do with him, the better he's going to be. So I think of all the guys in this draft, I still think he might have the biggest ceiling because of just his talent and where he's going. And I've said this before about Arvell. He keeps the game simple. And in a game where some people like to overcomplicate it, he keeps it simple, and he has that mindset. So they're getting a good one.
Jets passed on him. They went for more of the sure thing with Bailey. They could have taken the ceiling with Arvell. We thought they would. I thought they would. And Arvell drops, relatively speaking, to 5, and the Giants grab him. So those two will be compared now. Bailey and Reese will be compared in their NFL careers. You go back to 2016, Bosa, Pro Bowler. Zeke, Pro Bowler, worked out tremendously. Eli Apple didn't live up to number 10. Darren Lee obviously didn't live up to 20. I disagree with Adam King. I think actually this draft will turn out to be better than that draft.
Real quick,
Ohio State.
Wanted to mention this about Arvell because I know there were some questions specifically coming from Malik Neighbors about where he is going to play. They do have him listed as, a stand-up linebacker next to Tremaine Edmonds. So that's kind of their vision, right? For now, at least, is that you can play him off ball, let Brian Burns, let some of these other guys that they have, and Thibodeau and Abdul Carter get after the passer right now. So that's the value that you get from Arvell Reese, is some versatility out of the gate.
All right, Tyvis Powell in 2 minutes. We know the Browns were graded pretty highly. What grade did he give them? Find out next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community's stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up, or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Get Eco.
ECO. When your drain is clogged, our drain team will clear it for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it will stay clear for at least a year. Or we'll clear it again for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Go to geteco.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony's hidden talent is weaving a movie quote into every conversation. It's mostly not annoying. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, he's the baller from Bedford. He's our friend Tyvis Powell. He's with us now on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. My man, how much... So I'll kind of put you on the stand here. And you can have short answers. How much inside information do you believe you have right now about the Brownies' plan, their war room? You feel like you were kind of in the know there?
Yes and no.
Okay. All right. That's an honest answer. So here's the question. If Tate would have been there, he doesn't get picked fourth, and he's there at 6. Are they doing exactly what they did anyway? Try to get a trade partner to come down to get Fano.
I don't have the 100% answer to that question. Some speculations let me know that they wasn't as high on Carnell Tate, but you got to take that with a grain of salt. The only people that would know that for a fact is people that was in the room, and I wasn't in the room. I was outside of the room, though. But I was not inside the room, so I'm not 100% sure on that. But I think the way that they viewed it was if they did have Carnell Tate as their number one and he was gone, then it made sense for them to go ahead and take Spencer Fano. But honestly, I think that they wanted to go offensive tackle no matter what because they wanted to rebuild their offensive line. That's just my personal opinion, though.
So you said that you weren't inside the room, but you were outside the room. I've always wanted to be in a war room, so I'm jealous.
Ear pressed up against the door.
Yeah, what was that like? Take us inside the building. The energy, scouts running around, interns running. Like, what is that like to be that close to a war room on such an important day?
It's actually kind of fun because I get to watch them walk in and out of the war room. You know, and they always look because we doing the radio, so they always look in and they give us the what's up. So I watched AB and Ty Bucket and them all walk past and stuff like that. I seen Dee Haslam. I actually was talking to her before I walked in, you know. So it was a good energy there, good vibes there. But you always know when something's going on because once they make a pick, a lot of them leave the room. Like Ty Monkey got to go downstairs to do press conferences and stuff like that, and all these other people leave the room. And when it's time to get closer to the pick, you see about 20 people walk past the radio room to go into the war room. So it's like, oh, they about to do something. So it's actually pretty cool.
So, Tyvis, ideally, what should happen this season? Ideally, meaning that they're bad and that they're picking high in 2027. I mean, ideally, I guess they'd want one of their quarterbacks. They'd want Shedeur to work out or Deshaun to light it up again. Like, what's their strategy? Because it feels like they were very true to themselves in this draft. I thought it was a very good draft. It looks like they got a lot of variety, offensive linemen and weapons to build for whatever quarterback of the future they will have. what do you think is ideal for them? That Shedeur just outlives his draft pick and he's so much better than a fifth rounder, or that they semi-tank again and they're in prime position to grab a Dante Moore or somebody?
I think the best scenario would be that Shedeur works, because you got answers to the hardest question that you've ever had. You got a franchise quarterback, so you will want him to work out, so therefore you can move accordingly in the draft next year. You know, I think that so many times people are, and that's the thing. This is the conundrum that this fan base is split on, and it bothers me because I'm on one side of this. The conundrum is, people feel like there's a split portion of this fan base that think we need to be bad so we can get a top quarterback in the draft. You got the other fan base that's like, we got a franchise guy and we need to win because we need to build a winning culture. And that, to me, is the side that I'm on. I don't care who's under center. You need to find a way to win as many games as possible because the culture in Cleveland is bad. That's my personal opinion. I think that losing isn't the worst thing in the world. Getting used to losing is the worst thing in the world, and that's where the Browns are. And for so many years, that's been the problem. So they need to win games to change the mentality of the locker room. Losing does nothing. You know, it's so many people, it's so many organizations that figured it out without having to tank. And I want the Browns to be that organization. I don't want them to have to go 1-31 again to try to fix this thing. No fan wants to go through that again. So they need to find a way to win as many games as possible so they're not in that boat.
And I guess what I meant by, and maybe I wasn't clear enough, Shedeur working out and him turning into as good as a guy like Dante Moore, those are two different things. So that was, I guess, my question is, do you think that Shedeur will be as good as a guy they could get in next year's draft if they're picking in the top 6 or 7?
I think anything's possible. I think if Todd Monken is as good as the offensive guru as he say he is, he can find a way to pick a scheme that works for Shedeur. I mean, Shedeur Sanders showed you last year, good or bad, he showed you that he could make plays consistently enough to be in this league. You know, he won games. I mean, the last 2 games he won was against divisional opponents. So, and then he had, obviously, the good game against Tennessee. So he has all the ability. The problem with Shedeur is he has brain farts over the course of a game where he's throwing stuff that's making you scratch your head and ask, what the heck are you doing? If you can get rid of that part, which, again, that's rookie mistakes. Rookies do that type of thing, especially when you have a ton of confidence in yourself. You think you can do anything. Caleb Williams is guilty of that. He feel like he can make every throw and lace things through between 3 defenders and put it on the money. That's what you want out of your quarterback. Now, we got to tailor it down to make sure that he doesn't do that in the worst situations, and he makes sure he takes care of the football. He's never going to eliminate turnovers. That's just not, it's just impossible to do. Quarterbacks, these defenses are good. They're going to get turnovers. Now, can he lower his turnovers? That's what you want out of Shedeur Sanders this season. And I think that's absolutely possible.
Between Casey Concepcion and Denzel Boston, which wide receiver in Tyvis Powell's mind will have the bigger impact in year 1?
Oh, Casey Concepcion. I think Denzel Boston is a big red zone threat. I think he's Cedric Tillman's replacement. I think you need somebody that's just a big body that can catch those 50-50 balls. I love his mentality, though. Love hearing him and Andrew Berry talk, and he talked about how he had a chip on his shoulder, and AB is like, good, I want you to have that same chip on your shoulder every single day in practice. And that's one thing that we got to talk about as well. The mentality of these players is changing. They are getting some absolute dogs. Listening to Spencer Fano talk about it's nothing better than moving a man against his will and burying him in the ground. Like, that's the type of mentality. They are really getting that dog mentality back on the team. I love the fact that they went and got some of the players that they got because nobody can rest. The only person that can go into this offseason and be like, yep, everything's good is Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward. That's about it. Everybody else is on their P's and Q's. You know, Cedric Tillman, you got to step it up. You've been a little immature in your years here with the Browns. Well, now we got somebody that we feel like can come take your spot and put you on the outside looking in. So now you're going to get a competition there. You got a competition in all the wide receiver room. You got a competition at the tackle position. DeJuan Jones, you ain't been healthy all these years. Guess what? We got somebody that we feel like can replace you and be a good swing tackle. So you got that going on. To me, you got a center competition. It's so many guys that got to come in there this offseason and this OTAs and put it on tape. You got to make us know why we should keep you around, because if you don't, we're going to go with the younger guy. And then on top of all of that, you ain't our guy anyway. For Todd Monken, like for me, if I've been on the Browns and Todd Monken's the head coach and I've seen them draft a player in my position, my mindset is I'm not your guy. You just went and got your guy. So now I got to go extra hard because you're looking to replace me with your guy. If it becomes anywhere close in our play, you're going to pick the younger guy and go with your own guy over me. So now I got to go above and beyond. So to me, it just breeds a lot of competition on that roster, and I think that's what you need. That's how people thrive. That's how people succeed. That's how people get better. It's through competition, and the Browns did a tremendous job this offseason getting competition on their field.
They certainly did. They set this up for a lot of offensive line depth there, which they needed, some wide receivers to complement Judy, and then some real value picks at the end. So we'll see if it hits on the field, my man, with their new coach. All right, brother. Good to have you as always. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
See y'all later. Go Bucks, go Browns, go Cavs, go Guards, free Classe till it's backwards.
All right. He's dying on that hill, isn't he?
This guy, man. He's loyal to the soil.
No pun intended on that. He's dying on that hill. All right. We're coming back. The Bengals all value draft. Where did they hit the most? We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
As the seasons change, it's time to prep your HVAC system with a $49 seasonal tune-up from Columbus Worthington Air. A seasonal tune-up can help save money on your energy bill and help prevent expensive breakdowns. As your local home service experts, everything we do is backed by our exceptional service guarantee. It all adds up to dependable service from neighbors you trust. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
This spring, take a break from interest with 0% financing for up to 60 months on new 2026 Tucsons. 0%. Go now, Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit ends 4/30.
I love Right Pack Credit Union because they're solution driven.
I feel valued as a member.
They're focused on the latest technology and the personal connections.
Experience benefits that go beyond banking with Right Pack Credit Union. Just ask our actual members.
I definitely recommend Right Pack to all my family and friends as a credit union of choice.
Visit one of our Columbus area Right Pack Credit Union member centers near you. Based on individual members' experiences, results may vary.
It's time for the Great Haircut Sale at your local Great Clips salon. Your chance to get a great haircut at an even greater price, just $9.99. And money's not all you'll save at Great Clips. When you use online check-in, you can save time too. So download our app today and hurry in for the $9.99 Great Haircut Sale at Great Clips. It's gonna be great. For a limited time at participating salons.
The $9.99 Great Haircut Sale runs April 25th through May 1st.
Visit our Columbus, Ohio area salons.
No way. Gas prices shot up again.
I know, but I got us covered.
So generous. What's your deal?
What's my deal? I went to Metro and saved. Got 4 lines for just $25 each and 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G phones, and all on the T-Mobile network.
How about we go to Metro today?
Get that more for your money feeling. Visit your Metro by T-Mobile store. Just bring your numbers. Net available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Last year, Eric Reeser and T-Bone staged the first annual Fan 5K. People had a good time and no one died. So we decided to do it all again. It all goes down Saturday, June 20th in Otterbein.
Presented by the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center.
Will Reeser's muscular calves explode? Will T-Bone's beard choke him while running? More importantly, will Tyvis, Common Man, and Timmy make total fools of themselves? Maybe. Magic 8 Ball says signs point to yes. Register today at 971therace.com.
I'm Meredith Garfalo, meteorologist at 10 TV News This Morning, and I'm an Ohio girl. I love golf, aerospace, and all things Ohio sports. For nearly 20 years, I've studied the patterns that shape our days, from winter wonders on the south side to dangerous storms along the I-71 corridor. When the weather changes, you'll be the first to know, because you need a forecast that moves as fast as you do. Make the move to 10 TV News this morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store. This is the time. You want to be outside. You need to be outside. But do you really want to be on your feet if they're killing you? That's why I went to the Good Feet store. I stressed about knowing I would be standing at a multiple-hour event or even playing in a golf tourney where I knew I would be walking. But when I got fitted for my personal arch supports, it changed the game for me in a great way. I honestly feel much better supported and aligned, and it's taken the pressure off my lower back. I could feel the difference instantly in my test walk at the store. Just a solid foundation right from the get-go. And now, every day, everything feels a little better. Their experts will personally fit you like they did me. And do what I did. Take the test walk around the store and you'll feel the difference. I've learned it all starts with the feet. And when you get the proper support, everything feels better. You can make an appointment online or just stop in the Good Feet store. They're in Grove City or on Polaris Parkway in Westerville. Or get started right now at goodfeet.com.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
These two have a ton in common. Anthony loves hockey, and Maddie's always cold. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, our friend Snagglepuss actually tweeted me that Ian Rappaport last Thursday night one of the draft, he reports that the Browns, if they had to make a pick at 6, they would have taken Fano, even if Tate were there. Well, let me read this tweet. At number 9, the Browns select Utah offensive tackle Spencer Fano, the selection they would have made if they had stuck at number 6. The entire offseason has been about beefing up their O-line. Now, that doesn't answer the vital part of my question. Does that include that if Tate is available? Because that's not in that tweet. That's what I want to know. I don't know if Tate was available and they had to stay at 6, or did they pivot? Would they have pivoted to Tate? Tate was already gone. Their decision was made for them. I'm not saying this wasn't their priority. This may be exactly the truth. Yeah. And I like what they did. I like the fact that once Tate was gone, and like Tyvis said, maybe they weren't as high on him, or maybe they were high on the other receivers too, or maybe the gap, like I said last week, wasn't as big in the receiver area in their minds as it was in the tackle area, or the versatility of Fano won the day. They could put him anywhere. That was a big part of what they wanted to do, was load up. I mean, look at what they did. They wound up taking Fano. That's a starting offensive lineman. Of course, he better be. They drafted him at 9. You got to draft a starting lineman there. They don't care if he's guard or tackle. They may have a preference, but if they drafted a starting lineman, good. They did a good thing. The Casey and Boston picks, I like the fact that they volume shot there because they complement each other, because they can do different things, and then they have Judy. The fact that they went with Austin Barber from Florida, you look at Barber and Brailsford. Brailsford, the kid from Alabama, he's undersized. As Tyvis said, he's a backup center to Whippler. That's a competition now. That's beautiful. Get a guy in there who may not start but could have depth or push your starter. He's strong, undersized, but moves well. You got an athletic backup. Moves well.
There we go.
Added a depth piece of linebacker, Justin Jefferson, not the guy that plays for Minnesota. And Royer, who we know, good tight end. Maybe he's an inline tight end for them. And they took the big traits quarterback at 182. But the only thing I wanted to know, which there's no way to know, is if Tate hadn't been taken.
Who you picking?
If you had to stay there. Because you traded down 3 spots to get your guy anyway. So that was a good move by them.
And to Rappaport's report about the offseason and that they've had, I'm never going to push back on any franchise or GM for building the trenches up front first and starting there. Because Tyvis just alluded to, they got to start laying a foundation down of being a winning culture. I think one of the quicker ways to do that outside of finding who your quarterback could be in the future is to have a really good offensive line up front. Because I think even if you have a mediocre-ish type of quarterback behind a good offensive line, I don't think you're going to be rolling out a bad offensive product all the time. I don't
can
think
at least run it.
Correct. Right. And so I think whether it's Fano the pick, and you mentioned versatility, which I think is a great word to use, not only for him, but for the other guys that they brought in. Titus Howard, Elton Jenkins, these guys have a history of moving around offensive lines as well. And so I think that's a key piece of what Andrew Berry was trying to identify in this draft. Casey Concepcion in the first round, versatile piece you can move around, and some of your offensive linemen have that history as well. And so, yeah, we're going to be talking about the quarterback stuff all day and tomorrow, and it's the appropriate thing to talk about, but I do think they're on their way up front. And if they get that right, then we're going to be talking about the Browns, I think, as more of a relevant team than they have been over the last few years.
I wonder how weird it was for them when Taylon Green was there at pick 182. And now they're like, okay, do we add another quarterback to this thing? Do we create something that maybe isn't there? And then they started probably talking around that war room like, all right, wait a minute. He's 6'6". He's 230. He ran a 4.36. He's faster than receivers. Like, if he can throw a football, we got to take him, which he can. And so they got Taylon Green there. He's going to be impressive as far as like his traits. Who knows whether he could be an NFL quarterback or not. There have been big quarterbacks with big arms that have gone in the league that haven't done anything. But this guy's got some athleticism that is off the charts. So I like that. Now we shift to Cincinnati. And I'm looking through their draft, and they've got 7 picks. Most people have graded them out as anywhere. Where have you guys seen them? B+? Did they get an A from? I think Get Up was talking about them as an A.
Mel gave them a B.
He gave them a B.
Yeah. Okay. Give the Browns an A, though.
I wonder why they get the B. Takario Davis, the corner from Washington at pick 72.
6'4".
Yeah. He's got to be a long-term starter for that to pay off at that value. Connor Lew was the guy I liked. I liked him. They traded back 18 spots and got him. He had a second-round grade. He was injured. It threw a lot of people off, and I'm not saying that that's not anything, but they may have gotten a starting center at pick 128. So that I like, with Karras being 33 years old. Colby Young, Matty, was the guy with the extra pick. Mm-hmm. He's the guy I mentioned that had the disorderly misdemeanor, potential lover's quarrel. I think she recanted. Whether that's a dart throw for raw traits is yet to be seen. Landon Robinson's the guy that picked at 226. He's shorter, 5'11", 290 from Navy. That might work out. I called him the rolling toaster. Jack Endries, tight end. He wasn't prioritized a lot at Texas. Parker, I mentioned, the kid from Duke, was a right tackle. He was going to be a center coming into college. He's got versatility. He's the Matty Ice interior swing guy.
Hey.
And
somebody got to do it.
But Cassius Howell is their first pick at 41. And I'd be lying to you if his measurables are not ideal. He's okay, right? Here's his scouting report. Burst and pass rush arsenal allow him to be disruptive in one-on-one situations as a situational edge defender. Okay.
Heat-seeking missile on third down, one of those guys.
He's a second-round pick. I'm not going to.
My favorite draft pick is Dexter Lawrence. It's my favorite pick that they've made this offseason.
I guess you could count that.
All these other guys are shots in the dark for any team that we're talking about. They're all lottery tickets, from Fernando Mendoza all the way down to Mr. Irrelevant. I know what I'm getting from Dexter Lawrence. At least I think I know, based off of watching him play at this level already. And so if anything else comes along, especially on the defensive side of the ball, Cassius Howell, if he turns into a situational pass rusher, you can line him up opposite side, my boy Mafe and some of these other guys that they brought in, then that's great. That's extra foul money in the couch. But for me, it's about Dexter Lawrence and that immediate impact that I think they're going to get. Because they're in their window, right?
Yeah.
Like, we talked about this for the last few years. That side of the ball has got to hold up their end of the bargain, and I think Dexter Lawrence will help them close the gap on some of these other elite teams and get them back in the inner circle.
TLC, let's hear from Duke Tobin on Dexter.
On Dexter.
Yeah, I felt good getting Big Dex in here. You know, he's a guy that we've had high opinion of, you know, since he was at Clemson. He's a real guy, and you know, and these things don't happen very often, and it's not very often you get a chance to acquire an All-Pro for a price that you think is acceptable. And it was a process getting that done, but it worked out for both sides, and I think it has to work out for both sides in order for something like that to come together. But he fit exactly what we felt we needed. He's going to elevate the people next to him and the people behind him, and that's good. And we've got a lot of other guys there that are going to elevate those people as well.
AR, the young guys come along for the ride this year and they're ready to go.
Yeah.
That's fine. But I think this is about Dexter Lawrence, Brian Cook, Boye Mafe, guys that have time on task in this league. And so going back to 2021 when they went on that Super Bowl run, they brought in Mike Hilton. They brought in Trey Hendrickson and those guys that could hit the ground running. That's what this is about for me, is the vets more so than the rookies this year, because I think that's how they get back in the mix, is those guys.
You say he's their best draft pick. Does he get to say to people that he was drafted 10th and not 17th?
No, he does not.
He can't?
No, I don't think so.
Well, maybe in your camp he can. He was drafted 10th overall.
Exactly. Yep.
All right, we come back, top of the hour, sports update, and the post-draft divisions. Who made the biggest move? We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, we put new windows in a Dublin home last week. You wouldn't believe how much new light was let in. Changed the entire mood of the home.
You don't need fancy windows to change the mood of a room, Leslie. Know what else will do that? Wilson's Wicks, my new candle line. Here, smell this one.
Oh, that's bad.
I call it warm tuna salad. It's not for everyone.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Common Man here for GoGermain.com. I have been telling you about my friends at Germain for a long time, and it's because they bring the goods. And right now, you get $3,000 over Kelley Blue Book on your trade during the Germain Trade and Upgrade Sales Event. Yes, cue the trumpets. Nearly 4,000 new and pre-owned vehicles, plus an extra $3,000 on your trade means your budget goes further. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Get started now at GoGermain.com.
Relax and let Kroger Delivery handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items. Then carefully pack your order in our refrigerated trucks. And our cool trucks keep your food fresh right to your door. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Delivery. Get free delivery during online deal days, plus $30 off your first online order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Let me tell you one of the reasons I think we became the largest injury firm in the world, and it's not even close. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My wife and I had a plan early on. In our firm, our lawyers only work on certain types of cases. Our products liability and dangerous drug lawyers only work on those cases. Same for car crashes, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and insurance disputes. Our thinking is for these lawyers to focus on one area of the law and live it and breathe it. Power comes from knowledge. Many lawyers do everything, jack of all trades. Not us. And we don't charge an hourly rate. You only pay us if we win. If you want to hire us, it's easy. Dial Pound Law on your cell phone, pound 529, or visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer from the comfort of your own home. Let us get to work for you. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
What can ADP do for small business? We help answer the business questions, like how do you track employee time? How do you do payroll taxes? Or what does compliance even mean? So small businesses can focus on bigger questions. Now florists can ask, can we invent another holiday to sell bouquets? Pizza shops can ask, how do we stuff a calzone into a pizza crust? And pool cleaners can ask, what is that thing in the filter? These are the questions you can focus on when ADP takes care of the business of your small business. ADP for small business.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
a lot.
And that's important, trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
With over 33 years of experience, Newman Roofing has become a household name in Central Ohio. Voted best roofing company 4 years in a row, Newman Roofing delivers a white glove experience every time. When it comes to your roof, call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM.
The Reds are on the radio.
Swung on, crushed, high, deep, left field. There it goes. A 3-run go-ahead blast for Eugenio Suarez. They're waving around Friedel. Up throwing Anthony. Throw to the plate, not in time. And the Reds walk it off at 11, 6-5.
The quest for October baseball is underway. Hear all the action all season long on your home of the Reds.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported the Steelers placed the rare unrestricted free agent tender on quarterback Aaron Rodgers. It allows him to earn a 10% raise off last year's salary worth $15 million. He'll only be able to sign with the Steelers once training camp starts. In baseball, Philadelphia has fired manager Rob Thompson after 5 seasons and a 9-19 start, tied for the worst record in baseball. Phillies named bench coach Don Mattingly interim manager. Elsewhere, Cleveland is calling up its top prospect, Travis Bassana from Columbus. He'll speak to the media today at 1:50 before the Guardians host Tampa Bay at 6:10. Cincinnati hosts Colorado at 6:40. That can be heard on The Fan after the Buckeyes show. This update sponsored by Eco Plumbers. Get $500 in free repairs when you buy a new water heater. Visit geteco.com and book today. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Anthony can follow direction very well as long as he first prints out MapQuest. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Second hour of the program. You guys see that our guy Ian Fitzsimmons had Ty Simpson on his show either last night or late night or wherever.
I did see that. Yeah,
and he did admit that the Rams were doing their best to kind of keep it private, that this was in the works for a while. This is... which is fine. I mean, I don't know why they feared anybody. Listen, I know why the Rams don't say anything. You don't say anything.
Oh, yeah.
You keep it. Now, they can't help if when they told Stafford, and I don't know when they told him, it certainly wasn't probably draft night. They probably told him earlier than that. Because if they're going up to 13, my whole take the other day was, well, there was no fear of someone leaping them. But I don't know that 100%. But Orlovsky has been banging the table for him for a while, and my contention is he probably believes it. I've always said that about Dan. I think he believes it. Like his credibility is too important to him. I think he's too good of a guy. I don't think he would do that just to help out the Rams pick. It just wouldn't make sense. First of all, if he's friends with Stafford, the last thing Stafford probably wants to do is mentor a young quarterback. He's staying in the league.
Exactly, yeah.
But my whole contention is that I don't fault the Rams for wanting to keep this private. Of course you do. It's your draft pick. But my contention is that Stafford and Dano talked, and that the night before the draft, Dan Orlovsky is touting that he believes that Ty Simpson now is not just a first-rounder, but a middle of the first round.
First half.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'll apologize if he's not. What? So
you can stand on that when you know, hey, my boy told me D.O., this is what we're doing. Can you believe they're doing this to me? I would love to know the tone, because I have to imagine Stafford didn't love the pick. How could you if you're him? You don't care about.
His coach didn't like it either. The quarterback wants, how does this guy help me? That's how does he help this team now? That's what Stafford and McVay are thinking.
Yes, I think
they don't own the team or run the team.
I think McVay in time, that pick, you can accept it a little bit more, wrap your arms around it a little bit more because of, if I could hand the keys from Stafford to any quarterback that's going to give me more runway to compete at a high level as a coach, you can, that warms up on you. That, you know what I'm saying? That can grow on you just a little bit. For Stafford, he's looking around the NFC and what they just did in the playoffs and saying, wait a minute, like we're right here at the door. Why are we not continuing to get us right now pieces? And so, it's always going to be an odd pick until we find out what happens with Simpson. If he turns out to be a guy, then Les Snead, everybody's going to say, hey, the dude's an absolute genius. If he turns out to be nothing, and we look back at this year or two window or whatever Stafford has left and saying, they could have added another defensive piece or offensive piece and maybe that would have done it, then they're going to get bodied for this pick. They can't really get dunked on for this pick for the next couple of years because we just don't know.
That's right. And Simpson told Ian, we tried to keep this under wraps as long as we could. There was a pre-draft secret meeting that sealed the deal. This is the Rams apparently sneaking around the past few months.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go back in your timeline about when Orlovsky started talking up Simpson.
Start grinding the tape.
You certainly weren't going to talk about him the day after the Rose Bowl. That wouldn't have been the day to do it.
Yeah, that would have been tough.
All right, you had to wait. You had to let that dust settle a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He got hooked in that game. Benched. And it was something to where he knew they were interested, but they wanted to make it private, didn't want people to know that they were interested. I'll give them full admiration for that.
Mm-hmm.
You keep your cards as close to the vest as possible. You don't want to be dealing with any of that. And so that's what Simpson, he says, I had some secret meetings with Coach McVay, and I just was trying to be on script and do what everybody told me and not to tell anybody. I wonder how that meeting went with McVay. I wonder if McVay was going back to his GM and like maybe poking holes and like, let's go back to Les. Les, good guy, but like I wonder if he was on board or whether Les even cared what McVay thought. I don't know. I mean, I assume McVay is probably thinking, well, maybe I'm not even going to be coaching this guy one day. I don't know. But you're right. He would have wanted a different pick. He wouldn't want to play for the future. Now, as far as like the divisions and where this went, you have another comment on that?
I'm just, because McVay, I can't help but ignore the body language, AR. And maybe that was just a moment, right? Where he just.
You think it was respect for Stafford, though? That he just was reserved in his comments just to respect Stafford?
I think it could be that, but also the comment that he made about, hey, he's going to come in here and compete with Stetson, I thought was a little odd.
Well, they already know who their starter is. He knows he's not winning that job.
No, for sure, but I guess it was just the way that he brought in Stetson Bennett into this as well, and the energy was a little bit off. And then after that, apparently Ty Simpson telling someone on Sirius XM that he didn't meet with McVay along the way.
Well, according to this.
And now he's coming back and saying he did.
There's sound on this TLC somewhere. Ian actually tweeted it out, his clip of his interview, and maybe we can sense the tone of it. But I agree with you, watching that presser. It wasn't, when you watch these post-draft pressers, I don't care whether they're excited or not. They're always going to come off as excited.
Yeah.
We got everything we wanted. The draft fell our way, or we had to pivot here. The only guy that can't escape it is Omar Khan. Like that's so much embarrassment.
Walk of shame.
Egg
for sure.
on the face. Yeah. That's not
100%.
good.
It just, for a GM and head coach that have always seemed to be aligned, that being Les Snead and Sean McVay, this is the first time that I can remember to where we've either seen with our own eyes or heard that those guys, at least to me, didn't seem like they were on the same page with this specifically.
And their philosophy has always been
Now.
Always got our foot down on the pedal.
Right, and that's why I said they're coming out of the draft. I don't have a problem with them doing something different because even within the same offseason that we're talking about, they made a right now move to go get Trent McDuffie and sign him to a long-term deal and all that. And this is the most important position. So I think this can be the exception to the rules, if you will, when you continue to show that we're going to be aggressive, but then maybe hop in the slow lane, and dial it down a little bit and say, okay, let's look around the corner a little bit and see what we got with this kid because we know our starting quarterback, well, yes, he's coming off an MVP year. He ain't going to be around very much longer.
I'm with you because what this needed to be is capitalizing on whatever window Matt Stafford has left. He's too good not to. But we've seen other teams do this. We've seen Rodgers complain over the years with the Packers not getting first-round receivers.
Yeah.
And we've seen, and what they've done is they're kind of a victim of their own success. This happened to Brady. And whereas you can make guys better than they are.
Yeah.
And we have that luxury now.
I'm team Les Snead the more I think about it because his overall body of work has shown us that he is an aggressive GM. This, to me, doesn't make me look at him any differently. And the Rams have shown in this McVay era, we'll go get you guys. They just went and get Devontae Adams. They brought in, remember, Odell during that run. They brought in Jalen Ramsey. And so just because they do this doesn't mean that they're not going to do something in season. It's just not something that we're all used to seeing. And especially, I think it adds to the dramatics when it's a guy that nobody was really banging the table for outside of Orlovsky as a dude. So that adds to the mystique of all of it, I think, as well.
That's a great point. They may look at this as we're already loaded. We had a luxury option here. We could take a luxury pick. The luxury pick was maybe finding our quarterback of the future at 13 when some people think he's the best quarterback in this draft, or one guy specifically. And we already got Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson, and we've bolstered this team, and we're loaded. So we don't have a specific need for this team. So let's put one foot into the future. That's probably exactly what happened. All right, you done washing down whatever you're eating there?
I heard those ice cubes.
It was amazing. Not sure what that was. It sounded good.
Wasn't much water in my in my Steelers cup. Only ice.
All right, let's hear. This is on Ian and Amber.
Okay.
And this is Ty Simpson on their show.
We tried to keep this, under wraps as long as we could. It was something to where I knew they were interested, but they wanted to, make it private and didn't want people to know that, they were interested. So I had some secret meetings with, Coach McVay. And, I just was trying to be on script and, do what, everybody told me and not to tell anybody. So, it was something to where I knew that they were interested. I just didn't know when. And then, sure enough, I had a lot of confidence in myself, and that's why I decided to come out. If it wasn't them, I felt like that it was going to be somebody else.
Let me ask you guys a question. Confirm this for me. They were picking 13 anyway, right?
I believe so.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's a story that makes sense that the Rams' plan wasn't to take him at 13, that they wanted to trade down. And they knew they could and still get him. And guess what happened? Nobody answered the phone. They tried. They had to stay there and take him there. They wanted him, but they didn't want him there. That their plan was to go to 17 and take him there after collecting some extra picks. So at 17, that would have been the Lions.
That was reported?
Schefter did. Schefter reported.
That kind of surprises me because I wonder if now we know, but I originally wondered if the Rams held on to 13 because they were worried about the Jets at 16. But I guess if they were comfortable trading down to 17.
Maybe it wasn't, and maybe it's specifically. Schefter did mention Detroit at 17, get some extra picks, take Ty Simpson there. And this is the quote from Schefter, when their turn on the clock came, they didn't get any calls, no offers. They were forced to take Ty Simpson there or run the risk of not getting him.
I don't know what's going on, but coming out of the draft, Ty Simpson has been quoted in saying he only had brief meetings with the Rams scouts at Alabama's pro day workout.
When was this?
This was, I'm looking at an article.
Pre-draft?
He only had, quote, brief meetings with the Rams scouts at the Alabama Pro Day workout.
That makes sense.
Yesterday.
Whoever reported that wasn't aware of the secret meetings.
Were there secret meetings, or are they trying to clean up the mess and quiet the noise?
Ty just said there was.
But he said one thing coming out of the draft, and now he's saying another.
I think he was doing right by them.
I think they're trying to turn the volume down on he and McVay not talking.
Okay.
I don't know what to believe at this point.
We'll stay with quarterbacks next. The Steelers are leveraging the legend, or are they? Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Hey, it's Austin Ward with an opportunity again this year, in case you haven't taken advantage of it in the past. Take this chance to drop 40 by the 4th with Awaken 180. It sounds a little different when you put a real goal to it, doesn't it? To make it easier, Awaken 180 has launched Reclaim by Awaken 180. Reclaim is a simple 10-week plan designed to help you reach your weight and health goals. A beginning, an end, and a real finish line. It's not eventually. Makes sense, right? I dropped my 45 pounds in 10 weeks and 5 more in free maintenance. Reclaim by Awaken 180 comes at the perfect time for you to reach your 40 pounds by the 4th and then keep it off with free support for life. Any medication, diet, or workout plan will say you'll see results. But how many say, in 10 weeks, you'll be a new version of yourself, thanking the old you, the one that made the call to Awaken 180. 40 by the 4th, and keep it off, medication-free. Do what Beamer did, Berm did, and I did. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off of closing costs. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 5.99% APR, 6.02% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Hey, it's AR here for Germain Honda of Dublin. If you've been thinking about upgrading your ride, now's the time. It's the Honda Spring Event at Germain Honda of Dublin, and they've got seriously low lease rates on the Honda HR-V and Civic for well-qualified buyers. I'm talking reliable, fuel-efficient, and fun to drive without stretching your budget. Stop by Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270. Check them out online at germainhondaofdublin.com. The Honda Spring Event won't last forever.
Morning Juice is now on YouTube, weekday mornings starting at 6. If you're a fan of Bobby Carpenter, he's ready to attack and dominate. If you're a fan of Jeff Goodoff, drive directly to a hospital. Seriously, The Van.
Sometimes, tough times are a test, a chance to prove ourselves. Colleen O'Donnell proved her grit in Laredo, Texas, when she served as an immigration judge and faced the worst of the worst: human smugglers, gang members, dangerous people. Colleen ordered them to be deported, never granted asylum once, and enforced the law to the letter. Now, Ohio needs tough leadership on the bench, so Colleen O'Donnell's running for Ohio Supreme Court as a constitutional conservative with 10 years of prior judicial experience. Ohio Right to Life PAC endorses Colleen for her devotion to our conservative values. America's toughest immigration sheriff, Richard Jones, endorses Colleen O'Donnell for her dedication to public safety. And the Ohio leaders we trust support Colleen O'Donnell for her unwavering loyalty to the rule of law and the Ohio State Constitution. The grit to lead, the experience to succeed. Colleen O'Donnell for Ohio Supreme Court.
Paid for by O'Donnell for Ohio.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see more and more sunshine build throughout the day today, but it will be breezy and warm with daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s. For tonight, increasing clouds overnight with our lows in the 50s, and then chances of showers and thunderstorms develop into the Wednesday morning commute, so make sure you give yourself plenty of time. We are looking also at breezy winds and much cooler throughout the day with highs only in the low 60s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan. Maddie ranked the most dynamic duo of all time, Caesar Salad and Moscow Mule. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, very interesting story that came down earlier today. And we've talked about Aaron Rodgers. We talked about the draft for Pittsburgh. Why they take Aller. Well, we know why. They've got a quarterback problem. They don't know about Will Howard yet. He'll get a chance to compete. Maddie and I are differed on this. I feel like if I'm Will Howard, the only guy that's guaranteed that job in Pittsburgh is Aaron Rodgers. Nobody else is guaranteed it. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers is taking that job, coming back, even if it's for $15 million, and saying, yeah, if it doesn't work out, I'll just stand on the side. No chance.
His ego is way too big for him to be a backup quarterback and know that cameras are cutting to me week in and week out, and I'm just standing here with an earpiece and a clipboard.
Yeah, you can do that at the Hall of Fame game and not care, but not in Pittsburgh. So we're past the draft, and it was still like crickets from Rodgers, right? Now, he's a free agent, technically.
Okay.
And so the only landing spot for him, realistically, to play and to be guaranteed a starter job is most likely Pittsburgh. And so there were reports that indicated the team has remained in contact with him. He's mulling over his future. There was optimism that he was going to come back. Nobody's guaranteeing anything. And that's kind of scary if you're Pittsburgh, because with Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, and now a rookie third-rounder in Drew Aller making up your room. Now, this may be exactly what Pittsburgh is finally leaning into. But if they were, they wouldn't have done what they did today. If they really were like, hey, we're ripping off the Band-Aid. We know we're the Pittsburgh Steelers, but we got to find out what we got. And if it's not what we think we have, then even better. Then we'll be in prime position to maybe find our quarterback of the future next year. But that's never been how they've operated. They want to compete. They want to win. Black and gold. Here we go. And so what they did today is they put a tender on a right of first refusal tender on Aaron Rodgers. I haven't seen this done very often. Maybe it was done with LeGarrette Blount, but I'd have to check. This right of first refusal. Because he's not under contract, but they can do this, and they have done it. It's a 1 year, just to clear it up, it's a 1 year, it's a low-level qualifying offer. It basically allows the Steelers to match any offer sheet a restricted free agent signs with another team or whatever. But I do think this one actually comes with draft pick compensation now. Like, I think that's the hidden value of what the Steelers just did, that since they put a right of first refusal tender on Aaron Rodgers, now it jumps him 10%, so, or whatever it jumps him, it gives him a nice raise, a 10% raise on the 1 year. I think it was a $14 million deal. And so he gets to come back knowing he'll make around $15 million and probably be guaranteed the start. And if he doesn't sign anywhere by July 22nd, the start of camp, then he's a Steeler. Then if he wants to come back, he has to sign with them. Now, they can match anything up to that point if he gets an offer. I don't know where he'd get it. But basically what the Steelers did is they get exclusive negotiating rights with him if he doesn't sign anywhere by July 22nd. Mm-hmm. If he does, they can match it. And away we go. So they've kind of, I first thought about this. I'm like, well, I wonder if this is something that he's okay with. And then the more I've thought about it, I feel like this is Pittsburgh playing nice, but COA. This is covering their own. They have to. I feel like this is a little bit of leverage for them in making sure they're not just going to go with the drama of Rodgers this summer and kind of wait for him. And this kind of forces the issue a little bit that they can, because if he goes out and gets an offer, they can then decide.
Remind me, was it Omar Khan or Rooney or somebody in leadership over there that said that, hey, we would like an answer before the draft? Didn't one of those
that was Rooney, I think,
throw that out there that, hey, we want an answer?
Make me make a phony phone call to Edward Rooney?
Movie?
I thought you guys would get that.
TLC? Movie?
Draft.
The man could squash my blank into oblivion.
The longest yard.
Make me make a phony phone call to Edward Rooney?
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
No. I thought you guys would get this one. I thought one of you guys would. It's not. It's an 80s movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's usually where I start.
It was Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay. Okay.
But I think you're right.
That somebody said that. And so how long are they going to allow this man to just, hey, whenever you're ready, we got money for you whenever you're ready. Come on back. I mean, it gets to a point, especially for a guy that
I love that you just, it gets to a point here.
It's like, hey,
let's move on.
Are you going to propose or not? You got a friend like that.
I think that's a blank or get off the pot kind of situation.
We go. Maybe that's what they need to tell him, because I don't understand this. For a guy that is good in spots now in his career.
He's got a floor.
Yeah, and the floor is
not
safe-ish.
The floor is the basement?
I don't know, man. When do you just stand up as the Steelers and be like,
when do you just stand up?
We're good.
When do you have some self-respect, TLC? When does that happen?
You know when? When you have a quarterback other than Aaron Rodgers.
You got 3 of them.
A good one.
You don't need a good one this year. And that, to me, is
I see the vision on that.
You want him back?
I could take him or leave him.
For what, 9 wins?
Worst place to be.
I think that we are definitely capable of playing
maybe 11 wins.
Decent football. No, well, look, 9 versus 11 wins is irrelevant to me. It's
really
where you go in the playoffs.
One's in the playoffs, one may not be.
Okay, well, if you're a first-round exit in the playoffs, that's basically the same thing to me at this point.
Do you want to see the young kids play?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Okay.
Now, again, beggars can't be choosers, but if I were to be a beggar and a chooser, I would say, hey, I'm down to tank 1 season, but that's under the premise that we get the quarterback right next year in the draft. I don't want to be the Cleveland Browns and have 20 years of just spin the wheel and we have 4 quarterbacks every single year. But
so you'd rather be in the middle?
No.
Okay.
Well, I can take him or leave him. I assume that every single year with Aaron Rodgers, I'm assuming is his last year anyway.
Yeah.
I like this move by them. They get him, he's $15 million. Okay. That's pennies to them to compete and have a reasonable Florida quarterback. It buys themselves a compensatory pick if he goes away.
Mm-hmm.
And he also can't sign with anybody truly that they'd play against twice. Not that they would care. No, Cleveland's not signing him since he's not. I'm just saying this is Omar, I guess, righting the wrong of Mekhi Lemon in a way. That's how I look at it.
I think, too, when you are ownership and you're cutting pretty significant checks for guys like DK Metcalf and TJ Watt and Cam Hayward and some of the other expensive players on this team, it's hard for, I think, the person, the LRC, if you will, lower right corner on those checks, to tank out a season and want to see their money go to waste. I get that. But I just don't think they're going to get out of this area of just being mediocre until they do it. And that's why I would be good right now, if I were a Steeler fan, if they told him, hey, Aaron, we're good. We're good. Like, hey, you're going to Canton. You can go play for somebody else if you can find a job. But for us right now, the waiting and dragging this out when we know we're going to win 7 to 9 games, and to TLC's point, not really do anything in the playoffs anyway, what good is that doing our franchise?
They slapped a UFA tender on a 42-year-old quarterback.
Waiting on him to develop?
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, hey.
Move on. I think they just
traded for a 40-year-old quarterback. What are you waiting for him to develop?
They just need to move on.
Hey, we got to slow down on this Flacco. Don't start him right away. All right, we're going to come back in 2 minutes with our friend Ari Wasserman on 3 Sports. Will there be fallout on the gambling quarterback? Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
As the seasons change, it's time to prep your HVAC system with a $49 seasonal tune-up from Columbus Worthington Air. A seasonal tune-up can help save money on your energy bill and help prevent expensive breakdowns. As your local home service experts, everything we do is backed by our exceptional service guarantee. It all adds up to dependable service from neighbors you trust. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
I met my wife in law school at the University of Florida. She was from upstate New York and I was from Kentucky. We met at a daily mass at St. Augustine's. She was the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen in my life. After communion, I followed her out of the church and got her phone number. The rest is history. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Little did we know that one day we would have 4 children and the largest injury firm in the world. All 4 work in the business. It's a family business. Did I ever see this coming? Hell no. We just worked very hard and treated our clients like we would want to be treated, like family. It's a full-service injury firm, auto accidents, medical malpractice, workers' compensation, Social Security, and insurance disputes. We're open 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit forthepeople.com and we can get to work on your case. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Remember the old days when football used to have an off-season? Well, we at the Fan think that really sucked. That's why we bring you Austin and Berm, America's #1 resource for Buckeye football conversation, is voted by Fake Surveys Incorporated. Catch their daily podcast called The Beat and their breaking news podcast, Snap Judgments, as they broadcast live from Roosters on Mondays, and they come right to your house and massage your tender areas. They'll do it all. Austin and Berm on the Fans YouTube channel and 10 TV Plus.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Betty's favorite show is Big Brother. Don't read into it. He's only watching strangers through hidden cameras. You're listening to Rothman and Creepy Stalker Guy.
It's been too long. Love getting Ari Wasserman on the program. Covers college football at On3. And he's been doing it for a while. Very well, I might add. All right, my man, it's good to have you back. How you feeling?
Hey, Anthony. It's good to hear from you, man. How you been?
Thanks, brother. We're doing fine. Appreciate you coming on. What
Anytime.
should the fallout be with the Brendan Sorsby situation? I know he's taking a leave of absence. You guys did some great work on this for his gambling addiction, but what do you anticipate to be the penalty or his future after this?
I got to be honest with you. I think it's pretty grim. I don't know how it's ultimately going to play out and what the actual amounts were. Obviously, we're in the very early stages of finding out that this even happened, let alone how advanced it was from an amount standpoint. But, you know, there are a lot of things that you can do in sports. The one thing you cannot do is place wagers on a team that you're on. It's just one step too far. And I was having a conversation with some people behind the scenes, and you know, even if it was for $1 or even if it was inconsequential, and even if he was never going to get into the game, I think that the willingness to risk your eligibility, your status with a team over an inconsequential bet, it sounds stupid, right? But at the same time, it also raises questions of how deep are you into this thing? And if you're doing this, at low stakes now, what would you be willing to do if things got bad down the line? Like, I just think that, like, the number one thing in all of sports, and frankly speaking, the number one thing to betting entities is the maintaining of the integrity of the game. And anytime you flirt with even the thought that somebody who is playing in a game or involved in the preparation of a game tampering with the result of that game, the entire point of competition goes out the window, and you have to protect that. I think he's in a really tough spot.
He got caught here, and now he's going into a program for this. But the report, he placed thousands of bets on gambling apps in recent years. How does that data get released? How do people, that privacy of that? Because unless he's doing it under his own name, how do you get caught doing this on an app?
Well, this is what's kind of difficult about it is that during the time in which he was placing these bets, he was not 21 yet, so it was illegal to place a legal sports bet on one of the apps in the state of Ohio. So I don't know who was the conduit for it or whose account he was using or how they got it, but they got it. So I'm sure that as the days go on and more information is revealed, you know, you get a sense sometimes, Anthony, when a story is new that, you know, things are kind of at the beginning. I still feel like we're kind of at the beginning of the extensive nature that this was and what he did and how he did it. But the one thing I do know is that if you get caught placing bets on the team that you're on, you're probably not playing again.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I want to ask you about just Texas Tech as a whole as a program right now, because this was obviously one of the bigger gets when we talk about transfer portal additions. So when you found out that he was going to slide over to Lubbock and be, you know, their, I guess, quarterback of the future, if you will, that's a question now. What did you think of that acquisition for them? But also, what have you thought about their building process and how much money that they're reportedly throwing around in the NIL world?
I mean, I like it. I mean, I think it's cool that non-traditional powers who have support financially can invest in their programs in ways that they couldn't in the past to help kind of, you know, usher in a new era. Like, I'm all for investing in players and bringing people to Lubbock that wouldn't have otherwise come usually. And I certainly understood the move to go out and get Sorsby after they made the CFP last year and didn't score a touchdown against Oregon in the postseason, wanting to take that next step. I personally think that Cody Campbell's investment into Texas Tech last year there was a return on that investment. You know, they went from kind of just a forgotten Big 12 team to the Big 12 champion, one of the better teams in college football, and a playoff appearance. You know, and if you're in Columbus and you're listening to this, you know that college football championships aren't built in one off season or purchased yet. But you are in a position where you can compete at the highest level and you're bringing in a player that was being recruited by other traditional powers and you win, that's a good thing. So where do they go from now? I mean, I think one of the good things is that at least their backup quarterback, Will Hammond, who, you know, had to come in and play for Baron Morton at times last year before getting injured himself, looked pretty good. On our podcast today, we had a long conversation about teams that are comfortable with their backups at the quarterback position. And frankly, now in the transfer portal era, less teams are comfortable with that scenario than ever before. I think that they were at least more adept to replacing him if something like this happened than other teams were. But still, tough break. And, you know, frankly speaking, I don't know how far you're willing to push this, but the NCAA has you know, rules in place right now to prevent people from withdrawing from school and enrolling in others, with penalties to, you know, suspending the coaches, to financial, you know, levies. But if they felt like their investment is already advanced enough where they had to go out and tamper, then you might consider doing that and seeing if you can challenge whatever, you know, ruling gets placed against you in court, which they would be financially equipped to do. So very interested to see what the crosswords are, but Texas Tech was certainly a team that is the favorite and probably is still the favorite to win the Big 12. And if they decide they need a quarterback, they might have to do something to go get one.
Ari Wasserman with us on 3 Sports on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Buckeyes will be down in Austin, the rematch with Texas. How much better is Texas this year in your mind? And are the Buckeyes your preseason number one?
No, Texas is my preseason number one. Because they just have a lot of really good players. Not that Ohio State doesn't. And, you know, as we learned last year, Anthony, I just wrote a column this morning about Clemson. Clemson was like a top 3 team on my list last year at this time, and they had more draft picks than wins. So, you know, as we are getting through this new era and understanding how to analyze the sport in the offseason, it's a lot more complicated.
Yeah.
But, you know, my system is always who has the most draftable players right now, or the most players that are going to figure into day 1 or day 2 picks in the NFL draft, and just Texas has more. I'm anticipating a lot of improvement in steps forward from Arch Manning. I think that Cam Coleman is the closest thing to Jeremiah Smith that exists in all of college football. They got 2 new running backs. Their offensive line should be improved. Goosby's one of the best tackles in the country. And, of course, you've got Colin Simmons and guys on the defensive side of the ball that are going to move the needle. So, you know, I don't know if, you know, Texas will ultimately be better than Ohio State. Obviously, Ohio State has been far more consistent in the last few years, although I would be pretty upset if I were an Ohio State fan watching the draft too. I think that Texas should be viewed as the most talented team going into next year. Whether they're the best, that's Steve Sarkisian's job to figure out.
How are you viewing the Indiana Hoosiers right now, coming off a magic carpet ride that led them to a national championship? And it seems like Cignetti's got an eye for talent, but more specifically at the quarterback position. So, Ari, let's get your thoughts on what they've done this offseason and what you're expecting from them this upcoming year.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's getting to the point now where you probably aren't making a ton of money betting against Curt Cignetti with what he did last year and how he did it. I am a little bit shocked. I mean, shocked's not the right word. Surprised to see that Indiana is one of the betting favorites to win the national championship again with how much talent they lost, especially with their quarterback going number 1 overall and their 2 really good receivers being day 1, day 2 picks. But at the same time, it's like, well, what's to say that Curt Cignetti didn't go find Josh Hoover, who was a really productive player at TCU and is going to turn him into a Heisman finalist again? I am kind of at the point with Indiana where it's like, well, I anticipate they'll be very good. Will they be, big bad wolves like they were last year and just run through everybody on their schedule and win a championship? Like, I would be surprised to see that. But this is a new day at Indiana, and their coach is a demon, man. Like, I think that they'll be very good. I don't know if I would pick them to win the national title. I certainly wouldn't bet on it, but it is going to be a team that I think is very tough, and Ohio State's going to have a pretty tough game against them on what is otherwise a pretty difficult Big Ten schedule.
Is there a team maybe like them that you have tabbed as kind of being in the mix that's not being talked about right now?
What I am really interested in, Anthony, I feel like there were a lot of new hires in the SEC with young coaches. And if you look back at 4 of the 5 coaches that were fired in the SEC, all of them were older generational guys replaced by young people. I think that, it is very likely that one of those coaches are by far one of the new sport stars. I don't know which one it's going to be, but I think that everybody's kind of locked in on the same teams, right? Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Notre Dame, obviously with their easy schedule, Texas, Indiana, Miami's going to be very good. I think Miami's offense is going to be so awesome this year. And does that count? They're clearly the ACC favorite. But also they got Darian Mensah, Cooper Barcade, and a bunch of other guys on their offense that are going to be awesome. Damon Wilson on the defensive end from Missouri. They're going to be really, really good. Maybe Ole Miss is a team that I would put under the radar a little bit. They lost a lot of guys, but they got Trinidad Chambliss back, and Pete Golding did a pretty good job in the playoffs. Maybe they'll be a little bit more talented, maybe a top 10 team. But in terms of bottom half of the top 15, I wish I had the superpower to pick. One team that I think might be pretty good, I think Washington might be really good. They're probably a team that I would rank in the 20 to 25 range in the moment. But if they turn out to have one of those, oh my God, they're much better than I expect years, I would not be surprised by that, even though they lost to Cario Davis and Denzel Boston and Jonah Coleman.
Great stuff.
They returned a lot of talent.
Yeah. Should be a lot of fun, bud. We'll definitely have you back soon. We appreciate your time and insight. Be well, my friend.
Yeah. Anytime you need me, call me, all right?
Awesome. Will do. Ari Wasserman on 3 Sports. He's on it, covering college football there for a while, and certainly was here in Columbus on the beat for many years. We'll come back with a Buckeye Bulletin and Ryan Day going down his draft picks again. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
I think I'm a hard 6.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
This spring, celebrate everything she is with the perfect gift that sparkles as bright as she does. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. For over 78 years, we've helped you mark life's most meaningful moments with gifts that speak louder than words. Mother's Day, anniversaries, graduations, whatever you're celebrating, make it unforgettable with jewelry that honors her legacy, her light, and her love. Visit Diamond Cellar on Selma Road and at Easton Town Center, or shop online at diamondcellar.com.
Common Man here for Germain Volkswagen. Right now, you get $3,000 over Kelley Blue Book on your trade during the Germain Trade and Upgrade Sales Event at both Germain Volkswagen of Columbus and Germain Volkswagen of Westerville. Plus, during Volkswagen Driver Days, interest rates can't get any lower on the 2026 Volkswagen Atlas and the 2026 Volkswagen Tiguan. Available to qualified customers on approved credit through Volkswagen Financial Services. See dealer for full details. Get started now at GermainVolkswagen.com.
I'm Jeff Hogan. I've been a journalist at 10 TV for more than 20 years. I moved back to Columbus with my beautiful wife and our two amazing daughters and our golden retriever, Harley. This community brought me back because this is where I feel connected. Where my daughters were born, this is my home. And that is to say, I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Coffee, sandwich, hash browns. Tired of the same breakfast routine? Time to refresh your morning ritual with a $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. It starts with a premium blend of freshly brewed coffee, a hot, savory breakfast sandwich made with freshly cracked eggs, and for a tasty twist, a daily baked donut to sweeten the deal. Ask for the $6 Tim's Trio. Your morning ritual refreshed. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer. Medium coffee only. Terms apply.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Catch Ohio State baseball all season long on The Fan 2. You can find the magical land of The Fan 2 by tuning into 1460 on your AM dial or clicking on The Fan's HD2 feed. Tyler Danberg thanks you. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
Is 2026 the year you achieve your health goals? The Good Feet store wants to help. Trade in your bad feet for good feet. We want to help you walk, run, exercise, and play in comfort this year. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road in Grove City.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Save up to 50% on new windows from windownation.com.
All right, let's get back to the draft and some Buckeyes. And why not talk about Dallas? Mel Kiper gave him an A, and that the only top needs were on defense. Think about how bad they were. 31st in yards allowed per play. 30 points a game. That ranked 32nd in the league. Then other analytics. 47.3% opponent third down rate.
All those
that gets you to 32nd as well.
You know, all those numbers that you're reading right there is part of the reason why I loved having George Pickens on my fantasy team last year. It's what you want.
Script,
I always try
game
to
script.
Absolutely, AR. You get one of those guys that's an elite playmaker that's attached to a bad defense.
We're going to be down all game.
Those are some of the best guys to have on your fantasy team. And so now you turn the page and you know that offensive firepower is there. If you're Dallas, for now, when it comes to the Pickens thing, like that's going to be a very interesting situation to monitor. But you start this thing with Caleb Downs. Last year, you trade for Quinnen Williams. Like, it's not going to be a surprise to me at all if Dallas is really in the mix there. Because, again, they're going to turn themselves into a complete football team if they can get that defense, kind of like the Bengals. It's very similar to me, to Cincinnati. You get that defensive unit to the middle of the pack, they're going to be a handful to deal with on Sundays.
First 3 picks were defense. 5 of their 7 total were on defense. The splash they made was in their first pick. They traded up, a spot for Caleb Downs, and Ryan Day talked about his landing spot.
I don't think there was any doubt that he is a generational player. Talking to different clubs, the feedback we got in his interviews, his production on the field. So, that was all, the same conversation. I think the thing that's interesting is watching the draft year in and year out. You see certain things that kind of make you look at things sideways, but each club has their own needs, and sometimes they have a positional need that they need to fill. Other times, you get best available, but it is just sitting there as a coach when you see some guys come off the board in front of somebody like Caleb Downs. It just kind of makes you think. I wonder where they're going to be in 5 to 10 years, looking back on this draft, and if they have any regrets. I don't know, but I know the Cowboys got a great one.
Yeah, it's weird how we now look at the draft as a guy who may have fallen to 10. Like, Arvell Reese falls to 5.
I think
it's not that big of a drop. So I'm with him on that. Downs, did he slide a little further than maybe he was on the big boards? Yeah. There are a lot of people talking about him being the best player in the draft, but that's not, you can't look at it that way. It's a football team, positional need, who we have, who we need. It's some are luxury picks, some are an absolute need.
Oh, yeah.
So he's exactly right. They trade up 1 spot to ensure they got him. And how can you find any fault with his career? Whether it was, the year he had at Alabama, the couple at Ohio State. He's a great last line of defense who can do a lot more than that.
It just seems like he is the one guy, to me, like in this group of lottery tickets, and all of them are, that I would feel good would cash in some form or fashion. If I had a Caleb Downs lottery ticket, like I'm just going to be shocked if he's not a productive player for them. Maybe he's not an all-pro. Maybe he's not a year in and year out Pro Bowl player for them, but I think that's what he's going to be. Like, I just see that for him. And it's going to be, I think, a seamless transition. And he was doing, I think, some radio, some media down there in Dallas, and he was throwing out, college was kind of boring for me because nobody was really throwing my way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, quarterbacks, offensive coordinators, you're not scheming up the game plan to go at Caleb Downs. That's going to change a little bit in the NFL. He's going to get plenty of work coming his way. But, man, if they can get that defensive line up front, and you mentioned they brought in Malachi Lawrence in the first round. They brought in Jayshon Barham, a guy from Michigan that we've watched over the last couple of years who's been a good player for them. You add that to the mix of Quinnen Williams and all the dudes up front, man, that's going to make Caleb's job easier. And if you can make an elite player's job easier than what it needs to be, then I think that's when greatness can start to show itself.
If they can get this defense going and then also couple that with we traded away Micah Parsons, that's incredible.
Brought back Rashawn Gary, too.
Rashawn Gary.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the
Those
Pickens
are good
thing.
additions.
It's just the Pickens thing. That is now the elephant in the room. Because I can't imagine, AR, if things stay the way that it seems like they're going to stay, that dude is going to just go in and day out and just grind without some speed bumps coming along with it. The only thing I'm worried about with them is that.
They're worried about him because a lot of teams don't want to get into a long-term marriage with George Pickens. They don't trust it. Maybe they saw it in a year where he was going to get paid, and he was good. And most teams do go to talent. He's incredibly talented, and he showed himself, but I think they tipped their hand when they said, all right, let's tag him. We can't trust it long-term.
Timing's unfortunate for him just because of where they are financially already with Dak and CD, and there aren't a ton of teams, if many teams at all, that are allocating that amount of high resources to 2 wide receivers, because I think he is going to can be a top of the market type guy. Like, I was on board with my team giving up a second round pick to trade for him during the draft if they wanted to. Like, I'd be in on that and pay him. I think he's that good.
They gave a third rounder for him, so he's been very good for them so far.
Lights out. Lights out. He had a career year.
And he's going to get paid $27 million for it. He's not getting he
wants the years.
Massive term.
Yep.
All right. That is today's Buckeye Bulletin. By the way, I did look up the look ahead because I was asking Ari about, whether or not I kind of had a feeling it was going to be either Texas or Ohio State for him, and it turns out it is Texas, and they play each other, which is great. And the look ahead line on the Texas-Ohio State game is nearly a pick 'em.
1.5.
Texas is favored by 1.5
Makes sense.
right now. You could bet that right today. Brendan Sorsby can't, but you can. All right. Well, maybe he can, actually.
He just can't play football.
That's right. He had it all.
He really
did.
And
I know we'll talk about this with Carp a little bit, because there are a couple different ways to look at this with the betting $1 or $2 on a Reds pitcher.
Which me personally...
But that's not what he's getting popped for.
I don't care about that. Yeah. Like Ari was saying, you start messing around with stuff when you're involved, can't really forget
Or
that.
where you have the inside information.
Correct.
And that's what they're preventing, because he's high profile enough. Who do the real gamblers want to get their hooks in? Guys that have inside info.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part. And I'm not saying he's done that, but that's when. Yeah. But what did they think was going to happen with all these millions of dollars disposable income? And I'm not saying at a lower level college football players haven't been doing this for a while now.
Yeah,
just on the side.
And I don't want to put all these guys under one umbrella because he's being tabbed as an addict when it comes to gambling, and so it seems like his
at $1. He
just couldn't stop. Yeah. I guess just thousands and thousands of bets. I guess,
I don't know if that makes him an addict or not. We'll come back. We'll talk to Carp in studio. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvis are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan.
It always seems to happen at the worst time. You're finally in bed after a long, hard day, and then you hear it. You sit up, heart sinking. Is that coming from the ceiling? All of a sudden, it's a middle of the night flashlight hunt to find the leak. But don't worry, Newman Roofing has you covered, literally. With more than 3 decades in the business, we've seen just about everything a storm can throw at a roof. Our teams know how to spot the problem, explain your options, and fix it right the first time, with craftsmanship and care you can feel good about. We're not just here for a quick patch job, and we never will be. We're here to make sure your home stays protected season after season. So when it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, choose the company you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Alan Parsons Live Project, celebrating 50 years of the debut album, Tales of Mystery and Imagination. Saturday, July 25th, 8 p.m., Columbus Commons. An unforgettable night with the Alan Parsons Live Project. On sale now at picnicwiththepops.com. The 50th anniversary of Tales of Mystery and Imagination. Live. Presented by Nationwide Picnic with the Pops.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, what are we wearing?
Lie detectors. Anytime a lie is detected, we get a little shock.
All right, let's try them. So, Pella was rated by homeowners as the leading window brand here in Columbus.
Nothing? Okay. Well, our windows can change the look of your home. This thing sometimes shocks you when you tell the truth. Ouch. It's okay. I'm having fun.
Get the windows that can change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Save big on USDA Choice boneless chuck roasts. They're $6.99 a pound in the family pack with your card and digital coupon. Limit 5. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Tyler Danberg. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported Baltimore is signing former Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia to a 3-year deal. The 2025 Heisman finalist was originally supposed to try out at the Ravens minicamp this weekend after going undrafted in Pittsburgh last weekend. Elsewhere in the NFL, per reports, the Steelers have tendered quarterback Aaron Rodgers, allowing him to earn a 10% raise off last year's contract worth about $15 million. In baseball, Philadelphia has fired manager Rob Thompson after 5 seasons, naming his bench coach Don Mattingly interim manager. Meanwhile, Cleveland has called up former top draft pick Travis Pizzana while optioning Juan Brito. His Guardians host Tampa Bay at 6:10, while Cincinnati hosts Colorado at 6:40. This update sponsored by United Dairy Farmers. Hungry? Grab a hot UDF breakfast sandwich made in store for your morning. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Final hour of the program. Happy to have our guy in, Bobby Carpenter, the landlord who comes back in to visit his old property.
Yep.
I said that earlier today. Like noon to 3 was like kind of a property that you owned, and now you lease it to us, and then you come back around and check and see if the boiler's working and things are.
I thought it was more like St. Elmo's Fire, just going back to the frat house, hanging out and just seeing what's going on.
We need a guy to get us some good drugs. Yeah. You might want to come around a little bit. Saw a movie I think you'd like.
I heard you talking about this.
Apex?
Okay, the people that sleep on the side, that do the climbing and the sleeping in the tents that are suspended like 2,000 feet in the air.
It's just on the side of a wall.
Haven't you ever wondered like what it's like to be one of those mountain creatures, the animals that live up there? Like, where do they sleep?
I don't think I would be able to sleep at all that night.
Coach, I watched on National Geographic Nat Geo, this snow leopard running down a mountain like that, chasing a ram. And I'm like, are neither of you worried about dying?
They can't intellectualize the end result.
Old leopard
like
got him and drug him up there. And I'm like, drug him up to the den, fed him to the kids. It was amazing.
I think this is a good ride for you.
Yeah.
I do. I think you'd like it.
What was it called? It was on
Apex.
Apex, I like that.
Yeah. So I can't get, it's 2026, so I don't want to say too much.
I listened
It's the Australian wilderness.
Yeah.
And she suffers a kind of a grave loss, and she's going to go there and spread ashes and things, and then it's trying to find her way through, and then this game of cat and mouse that happens
It turns
out there.
out like the River Wild, kind of.
Okay, that's amazing.
I heard you
said
talking
that.
about this.
No, it's Deliverance meets the River Wild.
Okay, well, then there you
that's
go.
what Apex is. We're in lockstep on that. I was thinking that last
When you were
night.
describing, I go, it sounds like River Wild.
And I'm wondering if I wonder if that's what happens in Hollywood, where we're running out of ideas. Let's take an idea.
If you watched a Will Ferrell or Vince Vaughn movie, we're just going to scrub the little plot. We'll put it in a new scenario, and you kind of go do the same thing.
But a real movie, like a movie.
Yeah, but why not do it with a real movie?
No, and that's what I think they do. I think they take movies that are done really well, and they find a way. How can we do a spin-off of that? And I swear to you, at the end of this movie, I thought, that is Deliverance meeting the River Wild, and it birthed Apex.
Who's Kevin Bacon and who's Burt
Reynolds?
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
I don't know this guy that plays the bad guy, this Taron Egerton, but he's unbelievably good at
I'm
this.
excited, Apex. What I like to do is on Fridays and Saturdays, it was usually during college football, I'd wait till the games were over, and then I'd put on a movie about 11 o'clock, and my game was, can I keep drinking and finish the movie? Or do I wake up with wine or tequila spilled all over me?
I think you're going to want to drink
3:30 in the morning
watching this movie.
Well, that's the thing.
You're going to need it.
Well, that's kind of how when I watched Southpaw, it's like, oh, Southpaw.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a Rocky movie. I like
the Jake Gyllenhaal movie?
Yes.
Yeah, that's rough.
And then I start seeing it. I go, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. I was like, I felt like Tyrion Lannister. I had to drink just to keep. I'm like, this is going to turn out better for him, right? Like, I literally can't keep going down this road of where the guy who had it all, who came from nothing, and then it all gets taken away
L
from
after L, huh?
It gets taken away from him again. Like, how is that uplifting? That's terrible.
Turned me on to, what was the movie you turned, the wrestling movie?
Iron Claw.
Real uplifting. It's real uplifting. By the way, have you guys seen The Smashing Machine?
I've not.
I heard The Rock did pretty well in it.
He's an MMA. He plays the real MMA fighter.
How did you think he did in that?
Very good.
Okay, that's what I heard.
Okay,
Very good.
I don't think the movie did very well, but I heard it was good.
So good that I don't think I was even sure
it was The Rock.
It was him. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that Emily Blunt in that too?
I like her.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
Yes.
Plays his girlfriend. Does a phenomenal job. And then our guy, Mark Coleman was in all this.
Yeah.
And Mark Coleman.
Not doing great.
Well, I remember when I first got to the Fan in 2010, 2011, I had him in. We did some interviews. He was just starting. This UFC thing was just kind of getting going for him. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, I don't know if I recommend the Smashing Machine, but I think it should be
That's good. I'll
something
get it.
in your
I like
arsenal.
The Rock. I like Emily Blunt.
You mentioned
I
not
like
wanting.
Saturday Night.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, he mentioned not wanting to spoil this movie.
Yeah.
When are we allowed to throw out? What's the window of time that's okay for you to publicly talk about a movie or TV show?
I would give it a year, probably.
1 year? Okay.
I would say 1 year from its release. It's a little different now because when you can stream all this, you educating Rothman on so there are movies that go right to the stream, right? A lot of them do, and good ones
They
too.
really do. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They were so good. I thought, well, these had to be at least in the theater.
Some of them
Maybe
were.
they're not.
They just go straight there. I watched the Gorge. That was pretty good. Straight to like a lot of those. They just go right to it now. They skip they skip the theater part. I mean,
the middleman.
They hop right to it. Show up with no pants on.
Beautiful.
Ready to go.
Sometimes Bob wakes up and Big Earn is already here. All right. If Tate was available at 6, do the Browns still take Fano? Do they still do what they do?
That's great. That's a good question. By the way, I heard the Greeny conversation about Denzel Washington.
Oh, yeah. What do you think happened there?
Denzel
Boston. Yeah.
Because the first time when they were playing them, I looked that up to make sure. We're doing a promo here. I'm doing some stuff with Don. I'm like, what are these big receiver, physical, timeline kind of imagine. Like, let me just go check. Okay, he's not related. I think Greeny, he's really smart, and he loves Ohio State, Big Ten guy, went to Northwestern. Like he prides himself on that, and that's kind of right in his wheelhouse of like when he would have been getting done, like getting into all the media. I think he just probably assumed.
Okay.
I don't think anybody fed it to him. I think he heard it. He kind of was rolling with it, and then just kind of jumped into it. And then someone's like, "Not his kid." Oh, made that like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to throw a little color in this and like add something to it. Except you got to make sure when you're attributing stuff. Like Fano, he had a brother that was in the draft who didn't get drafted. And after Greeny said that, I was up doing day 3 with Hester and EJ Manuel, or not EJ, who else was with us? Danny Cannell. And I'm like, that's Fano's brother, right? I'm like, I'm just making sure. I go, they're both playing at Utah. I'd like to think that they're probably related, but I just want to be sure.
I just looked at Manny. I said, all right, so he covered. So I said he's either two things. He either really took one for the team, said some associate producer fed him this, and he's gonna just fall on it, and he's gonna say that's my fault. I'm the one who eventually said it, or he really did think it. But where do you do that? He may have read something online. Somebody may have written something. He took it as gospel and went with it, and it sounded right.
Yeah,
big receiver, David Boston, Denzel Boston sounds, but to throw it out there.
Without checking,
without really knowing for sure on that big of an audience, but do you think that?
Believe me, I checked to make sure Earl Little Jr. was Earl Little Sr.'s son.
You did.
I did. I mean, but it's kind of a joke.
Yeah, that's why I took it as a joke. But then I looked at you and I laughed, and I'm like, well, maybe you were serious.
Well, there was a guy. My dad turned 71, and it's funny. Cannell brought this up. This thing called Big Blue VCR on Twitter, and they put out like. On the day games, like anniversary, or then like when former players have birthdays or whatever, they have put out plays, like their best plays, little highlight tapes. So my dad's on April 20th. They're like, hey, this is Rob Carpenter's 680 game, 1980 playoff game with the Eagles, or 81, 161 yards. They're talking about all this stuff. And I tweeted out, I reposted it. And one of the guys is like, man, I've been watching you with Dow. I had no idea you're Rob. So I'm like, we do have the same name. Like, and he's like, Carpenter's fairly common. I'm like, but Rob and Bobby are kind of the same. Make a quick little search would have got you there, But I get it, it's real.
And Earl Little is his dad. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, that was a joke.
But you didn't play with Earl Little.
No, he's a little bit older than
That's what I thought. Okay. So back to the original. Do you believe that the Browns were taking Fano all along? Although Tate not being there certainly
helped it. I think here's the thing. I think if they could trade back, they wanted to. I think if forced into action, they would have probably taken Tate. But if Tate was there and they could still get back and get some draft capital and take Fano, I think they probably would have done that.
Do you like the fit for Carnell in Tennessee?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
You've got a young quarterback. You just got to keep building that line. You got a good running game. Like, you just got to keep building weapons around him. But I think he'll be fine. I think he's going to be good down there. The worry is if you end up like Marvin and you're out there like Marvin the Martian by yourself and you've got quarterback that's just playing video games all day, your team's bad. And as a receiver, your success is contingent upon other people having success. Like, remember Anthony Gonzalez was talking to me, he's like, I would never draft receivers high. Bill Polian's like, you're the three things have to go right for you to get the ball. It's like, you have to have a good quarterback center exchange. Quarterback has to read the route, read it correctly. You have to win on your route, and you have to be the guy that is built to be open in this, and then there has to be a good throw and catch. He's like, there's layers of things. Now, believe me, they do them pretty routinely, but he's like, it's not like you could put Randy Moss out there. Like, I saw Randy Moss play in Oakland. Okay, that was the same guy that played in Minnesota and New England after. It was not the same guy on the field. It us three throwing him the ball.
Yeah. All right, stick around. I want to ask you about Arvell's relative fall. And
stumbling down the stairs.
Yeah, who he'll be compared to now moving forward.
How about this? Bigger fall, Caleb Downs, Arvell Reese.
That's right. And I want to
prove next.
And I want to get your opinion on a certain team leveraging their legend and whether this is a smart move. Yeah. That's next with Carp, Rothman, and Ice and the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
This
spring, take a break from interest with 0% financing for up to 60 months on new 2026 Tucsons. 0%. Go now, Columbus or Dublin or GLakesHyundai.com. With Pro Credit ends 4/30.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community's stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up, or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
This is Gordon Miller from Miller Lending, the original home of the no-cost mortgage. Back in 1989, when I first went on the radio to introduce this whole no closing cost concept, where you could actually close on your mortgage without the lender taking $15,000, I had no idea if I had created the next pet rock fad of the day or something that would define my career over the course of the next 37 years. But once mortgage rates fell from 9 down to 6, our business exploded and I never looked back. You see, a no-cost loan is the only consumer-friendly mortgage where the homeowner actually holds all the cards. Short funds to close, eliminate thousands of dollars in closing costs. Rates are now down almost 2% from the peak, but you're holding off due to the cost of a refi? Not anymore. So let's start you down that path of eliminating closing costs once and for all and keep that money where it belongs, with you. 877-9-NO-COST. That's 877-9-NO-COST. Or simply apply online at nocostmortgage.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 250-2146.
Join the fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone here for Window Nation. Spring is a great time to open your windows and wait. Your windows won't open? They leak, they're cracked, or maybe they need repainting? Again, getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation is both easy and affordable. During the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off. Plus, you could get them with 0 interest for 5 years. During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is in your home. So visit windownation.com to book your consultation now.
Who's Vice President J.D. Vance's pick for Ohio Treasurer? America First conservative Jay Edwards. As the first state lawmaker to endorse Donald Trump for president, Jay Edwards has been on the front lines, standing up to the rhinos and leftists since day one. Now, we need a MAGA fighter who protects our Ohio tax dollars as our treasurer. And that's what Jay Edwards has always done. He sponsored the largest tax cut in Ohio history, saving families over $3.1 billion. Jay Edwards has never been afraid to do what's right and fight for our values. That's why he's a 100% pro-life and 100% pro-gun conservative, earning the highest possible rating from Ohio gun owners. He's the proven America First leader we need to clean up fraud and keep our money safe. Endorsed by J.D. Vance. Jay Edwards for Ohio Treasurer.
Paid for by Friends of Jay Edwards.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see more and more sunshine build throughout the day today, but it will be breezy and warm with daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s. For tonight, increasing clouds overnight with our lows in the 50s, and then chances of showers and thunderstorms develop into the Wednesday morning commute, so make sure you give yourself plenty of time. We are looking also at breezy winds and much cooler throughout the day with highs only in the low 60s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Leads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
And look, y'all, I apologize. I feel really bad, but it is what it is, y'all. Again, I do apologize, but what can I do? We never plan for these things, but they happen, and sorry, I do apologize. Look, you just have to learn from it, and I apologize, I do.
I mean, how great is that, Cole?
I don't know what that's from, but I love it.
You don't have to know.
He just found out about it last
Maddie's
week,
ex.
right?
Some Maddie's voicemails.
Maddie's ex.
To dig those up.
Send her in to deliver bad news. She's perfect
she
at
is.
it. I know.
She came out there, trotted on out.
That's right.
She sounds like Miss Teen South Carolina.
He used to play that like once a week.
All the time.
I know. We used to get Maddie in all sorts of hot
Anytime
water.
someone got in trouble, like, time to bring her in.
Yeah, got to bring her in. Call Maddie's ex. She'll deliver the bad news with a smile. All right. This is rarely
That's
used.
what they said. Roger Goodell, actually, she was at the draft and was talking to K-Mac on Thursday night.
Great moment, though.
It was great because he took it like...
He was the story of the second round.
He was.
Though. Yeah.
And here's the reality with him. People ask, he's a first round. I go, he's a 20 to 40 guy. Yeah. So if you're in 32 and up, that's good. Like Caleb fell from 5 to 11. Mm-hmm. K-Mac could have went, 29th, but instead he goes 36th.
And I said this yesterday, Bob. I love the fit for him.
That's good.
Like,
it worked out.
Getting to play with Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson right away.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be great. And their D coordinator there was with me in Detroit. Awesome guy. It's going to be really good.
No, listen, the tough part was not necessarily he didn't go in the first round. The tough part was that he was the only one left.
Yeah.
Like, they originally thought there were two of them that went and weren't drafted. It turned out that was incorrect. He was the only one. So, to give his credit, he came back.
He did come back. I told those boys, anytime they go there, bring a second suit, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
JIC. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
You could tweet out one of those gas mask videos of you. Who knows what's up?
That came from, was that an owner in your mind trying to get Tunsil to slide?
I don't know,
I think so, Bob.
There's a lot of devious. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Hey, we really like him.
So there's people that we can't go up to get him, so let's bring him down to us. Let me fish him down here. That's what Jarrah.
13 minutes before the draft starts. That
was
video
wild.
drops.
Was that it, AR?
13 minutes.
Jarrah might have been the one that was talking about that degenerative ACL on Caleb.
That's right.
Come on down here,
Come on
big
down
guy.
to Dallas, baby.
And then they traded up one pick. I mean, they wanted him, dude. If you're trading one pick, it's because you're paranoid of what happened to Philly.
No doubt.
You don't want that happening to you, or what Philly did to Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. The conspiracy theory was that a team in the middle of the first round, like the Dolphins, wanted to basically puncture Tunsil's stock, and they wanted him to slide. So it's weird. It's counterintuitive.
It was a fantastic voyage, I will tell you that.
Yeah, you're putting out a bad look for the guy you want.
It's okay, Rothman. You always told me go pick up that girl at the bar, or the 9 or the 10. I mean, you start whispering around that she might have the clap. All of a sudden, all the that yellow brick road opens up. You're the best suitor. You're the only suitor left.
That's right. She'll fall to you.
She'll fall to you.
Let the draft fall to you, man.
Sometimes you help to encourage it.
That's right.
You do encouragement, Rothman.
Then do it. I just looked up this story.
You go Aaron Rodgers here?
Yes, Aaron Rodgers. So this is not often used, but it looks like the Steelers went with a tender on a guy here that they can match. They have the right to match now.
Yeah, who did they tender?
Who?
Wait, you said that?
No, they gave a right of first refusal tender on Aaron Rodgers. Pittsburgh did.
Oh, really?
They did.
Happened this morning.
So now he can basically sign with anybody up to July 22nd.
Yeah.
They can match or get a compensatory.
Yeah.
Or if it gets past training camp starts, he could only sign with them.
Yeah. I think that's fine.
Are they leveraging him a little bit? Are they just protecting their interest?
I think they're probably protecting their interest with this, and there might be something structurally within the CBA where you may have to do something. This may be advantageous for you cap wise or something too. I'll have to look at that. But them drafting Drew Aller, that, I don't look a lot into that. I don't put, and I don't think that's a bad. Will Howard's a 6th round pick. Drew Aller, I'll tell you that, has all of the physical attributes in the world, except for the fact that he can't seem to win games against good teams. And you put him out there and he throws for 70 yards against Ohio State. put him up against Central Michigan. He throws for 290, and it was the receivers, and it was the coordinator, and every year they changed those guys, and then he just still never took that jump. And I don't know that he's overly accurate, and I don't know that he sees the field all that well. So that I don't think them drafting him, it's hey, we'll take a flyer on a kid that's super talented, and maybe he gets it together. If not, I would be stunned if Aaron Rodgers doesn't return. I mean, I would never rule it out. But he played for Mike McCarthy for a decade. I mean,
he knows the offense.
He knows what he's getting into.
Yeah. Well, he's also guaranteed the job.
And he's guaranteed he's not coming in to compete.
Right. And that's why Maddie and I disagree on this. I think it's worse for Will Howard if Rodgers comes back, because then there's no competition. If Rodgers doesn't come back, at least he knows he's in the fight.
Yeah, but he might need another year of seasoning before. It's interesting because I think Will doesn't have near the ability that
Drew has.
But Will plays quarterback better than Drew. And it's really not even close.
I guess my stance was, if I were Will, I didn't love that the team drafted a quarterback in the third round. And it's a whole new regime, too.
Yeah.
These aren't the people that, new coach.
The coach
Omar's still there, but,
Yeah, but the coach, those are the ones that are quarterback's a bigger decision, but they're the ones that are present around with you every day. It's not great, but if you're Will, I'd be okay, this guy, Will Howard, he's great. Drew Aller's great at throwing routes on air. He's going to go out there, light it up, man. Great on pro day. Put him in a game, and it's everybody's seen the film now.
David Bailey versus Arvell Reese. Is this going to be the comparison?
I think so.
Yeah.
I would liken it a little bit to the year before I came out, Sean Merriman and DeMarcus Ware. And it's interesting. Dallas took DeMarcus first. They had 2 first-round picks. They took DeMarcus and Spears. And Bill, I guess they said Bill wanted to take Marcus. Maybe someone did. And they eventually take DeMarcus Ware, take Marcus Spears second, 20-something. And in between goes Sean Merriman.
Yeah.
And the first year Sean Merriman came out, and he's got that light switch. He had 12 and a half sacks. And DeMarcus only had 5 going the last couple games. And I guess he ended up getting 2 or 3 and got to maybe 8. But Bill, when I was there my rookie year, and after that, he's it's time to start going. He goes, everybody else told us we wanted to get that guy. He's I wanted you. He's there's a reason why. And he was proved right over the course of his career. But sometimes initially, scheme, setup, situation, things happen, and it's a better spot.
One guy became a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and
the other guy was good, but injuries.
He made a couple Pro Bowls and played 7-8 years.
Yeah. You mentioned scheme. Do you think for Arvell that Harbs is looking at off-ball linebacker out of the gate with Thibodeau and Carter and Burns already there?
You know what? That's interesting because, he's similar, not all that different than Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter played off the ball, and then they moved him on the ball. I think that they'll try to do a little bit of everything. That Baltimore defense was very multiple with how they get guys and move them around, similar to New England. So he'll probably primarily be an off-the-ball guy, but I bet on third down it's going to be more of a pass rush situation.
He can play edge, but he's a linebacker. That's what you're saying?
I think that's what they'll do. Probably on third down, he will be rushing the quarterback, but probably off the ball in first and second.
And then we have Sonny go to Washington at 7.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a nice pick.
You got Bobby Wagner walking out the door, and he reminds me a lot of Bobby Wagner. Incredible athleticism.
Dan Quinn loved him.
Elite human being. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. And nice little Styles had a nice little draft party down at Parlay on Sunday. So that was a fun time. Seeing all those guys. A bunch of coaches were there, high school guys. It was good. I was really happy for them, both of them.
Well, he'll be going up against Barkley and Jalen Hurts. And
when you look at the NFC, the NFC East had 5 picks in the first round, and they took 4 Big Ten guys with them.
That's right.
Lemon goes to Philly, and then the only guy that wasn't was Maui Noah from the Giants.
I'm glad
second pick.
you brought that up. How common is it? I don't think it is very common, where a GM would call a player before they're on the clock. Now, I've heard it happen sometimes. Hey, we really like you if you're there.
Usually it happens later in the draft.
Yeah.
If anyone else talking to, they're kind of fishing. Anyone else, because no one called me prior. But you got to remember, this is the first year. They did those 8-minute picks. Dude, there was some guys scrambling. If this would have been back with your Vikings, they may have missed 2 or 3 picks that year. Dudes are throwing them in. You saw that the broadcast was behind. They're trying to get the graphics. Trades are happening. Dudes are popping around. And so I think they were probably thinking, okay, We got one pick till we get our guy. I mean, literally, it used to be 15 minutes. They cut it to 8. That's half, basically.
Yeah.
So they're probably thinking, we're going to talk to you right now. And you know what? Guess who's on line 2?
Here's Howie.
We're going to the Keystone State, but we ain't going to Pittsburgh.
I mean,
going to Philly.
so Omar Khan calls him. They know Dallas has had of them. I don't know how they 100% knew Dallas wouldn't take him.
The fact that Dallas traded with Philly.
I said, why doesn't Dallas? What? Maybe this isn't done, Bob, in good faith. And I think these guys want to negotiate in good faith. Dallas has got to get on the horn immediately to Pittsburgh and say, we've been offered.
Try to leverage it?
Yes. Is that just not done? Would that be really bad business?
In 8 minutes, you don't really have that much time.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot. 8 minutes sounds like a lot, but when you're calling and they're picking up and like, hey, do you want to do this? Well, hold on. What do we get coming back? Hey, hold on. Let me call Pittsburgh now. Once I think you kind of get pregnant into it.
That's right.
Unless you've talked about it before and there's a couple teams that are saying, hey, if these guys are there, and some of that comes down to relationships like, hey, I trust you. I told you if this guy was there, we'll come up. We've already kind of assigned what the comp is going to be, especially if it might even be like a player involved. So you kind of feel good about it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Good to see you, pal. No, all good. That's our guy, Bobby Carpenter. We love our visits on Tuesday. We'll come back in 2 minutes with a big board for 27 that may have a glaring omission. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband. It's my sons. It's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony once ran the table on the World 9-Ball Champion. Coincidentally, Maddie is out looking for a magic 8-ball. Signs point to, this is Rothman and Ice.
All right. This is what happens in this world. We don't wait.
No.
Vandalize the draft enough. Let's get on to the next one.
On to the next one, man. You know, you win a national championship in something, the next day it's the way too early top 25.
And for a school like Indiana, I told you this, like I know they care, but it's like to scale the top of that mountain at that school in this sport and not to have an L, that's it.
Yeah.
Like the rest, I don't know how many decades could go by. Ohio State, the Yankees, the Celtics, the Lakers, they're about stacking titles. Bama,
okay,
like just stack them. But yeah, at Indiana, they want to live off this forever. And I know Signetti doesn't, but
oh no,
their fans
Signetti
do.
would smack the mic out of your face for saying that
like,
right now.
Hey, you did it. You did it. Check the box.
What do you mean
move on.
One and done?
Well, the difference is they paid him to not be one and done. Oh. They paid him to be in the mix every year. So we're looking at 27. And you guys pointed this out. I find this odd in that There's no description to it. We can draw a conclusion from why this certain person's not in there. And it could be based on whether they think he might come back. But I don't think I can draw the conclusion that he wouldn't be a first rounder. So explain this.
Dane Brugler, one of the best in the game right now when it comes to covering the NFL draft, he's already released to the streets his 2027 way too early NFL mock draft. So this isn't like his top 50, top 100 that you may see. This is him attaching players to teams. And first on the clock is the Arizona Cardinals. I don't think that's going to surprise anybody. Wouldn't surprise anybody if it is Arch Manning who he has the Cardinals selecting. But then you scroll through the top 5, and the top 5 reads as such. Miami Dolphins picking 2. Jeremiah Smith. Cleveland Browns picking 3. Dante Moore. Jets on the clock at 4. Leonard Moore from Notre Dame as a defensive back. And then to round out the top 5 is Dylan Stewart, the pass rusher from South Carolina, going to the Tennessee Titans. And so I saw Dane put this out there, and I'm like, wait a minute. Somebody's missing. And you keep scrolling and you keep scrolling, and you get all the way down to 32, which he believes right now the Rams are best set up to win the Super Bowl. And AR, there's a glaring missing name in all this, and it's one Julian Sayin. So the question or questions I think are, 1, what does Dane know? And 2, does he think his game just isn't ready yet?
The only thing that I can believe is that this is going to be a very, very quarterback-heavy draft, and the needy teams are going to be up. They'll be up there.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's Arch Manning, Dante Moore, Lenoris Sellers, who else?
He's got TLC Steelers on the clock at 8. And Drew Mestamaker, quarterback from Oklahoma State, as the 3rd quarterback off the board in his way too early 2027 mock. He's got the Steelers again picking in the 8-hole, picking a guy from Oklahoma State. But nothing even in the article, unless I've missed it, he doesn't even mention Julian in this. Like, I would just love to ask him. Like, what do you think this is?
So I gave you the 2 options. It's either he thinks he's coming back, which that wouldn't matter in his mock. Wouldn't matter. He can think that all day long. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
These guys are programmed to make a big board based on who they believe are the most talented guys that are eligible to be drafted. You would never leave someone out unless they're on the record saying, I'm not coming.
Right, and that's why I'm curious, what does he know?
That's not it. I don't think that's it.
Because it can't be a talent thing.
Well, I'm leaning towards that he doesn't believe right now he's a first-round draft pick, that he looks at him like a Drew Aller type of guy.
Wow.
Maybe not that low, but what I'm saying is there's no way he'd leave him out. By the way, if he did leave him out because he thought, hey, maybe he'll come back, I think he would have put that in there.
Yeah, because he has C.J. Carr, Notre Dame quarterback.
Something's up.
Coming off the board in the top 20. He's got him going.
Doesn't make any
15.
sense.
I'm with you.
Honestly,
Jaden Mayava.
You think he made a mistake? Did he just forgot about him?
He's got 4 to 5 quarterbacks going in the first round, and Julian Sayin isn't one of them. A guy that just was a Heisman finalist.
And even if you didn't think he was better than Dante Moore or Arch Manning, and that's fine. That's actually appropriate, probably.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have him going late in the first round somewhere?
I would think he would, yeah. I would think he would. We are living in a world right now to where Dante Moore could have easily been the number 2 pick in this year's draft. Is the NIL world, AR, changing the game that much? Some of these guys are looking around and saying, I'm just not ready, but I know that I'm going to be taken care of financially at the collegiate level, that I'm good with staying 3 years, 4 years, or whatever.
And you're right, but I don't think that would be an exercise that he would factor into this. I don't. He's a first-year starter. I get that. He doesn't have to leave. He can stay. And if he's got goals in college and he's financially compensated, so be it. That's fine. But I just think to have a big board that does not include Julian Sayin in the first round tells me that he believes that he's not there yet. That despite the completion percentage, despite being a Heisman finalist, that he doesn't believe that he's an NFL first-round quarterback today. Now, you know when this changes? If he goes down to Austin and lights it up.
Not after the ramp-up game. The Ball State game won't move the needle that much.
I don't think he'll change his mock based on the Ball State. But that's it. I mean, Manning's more of a runner. Sayan's trying to add that to his arsenal. And maybe he's waiting. Let's put this in perspective. We're talking about next year's draft today.
Yeah, don't you love
April
it?
28th.
Right, man.
I don't love it.
Let's go.
But we did it because he left him out. And that jumped out to both of us. But I think that if the big board has Manning and Dante so much more ahead as far as NFL traits.
See, I don't.
The dual threat capability that's so coveted in this NFL.
I would be surprised right now, very surprised, if Dane doesn't have at least a first-round grade on Julian. That would shock me. That wouldn't be surprising to you? I'm not saying he's got to be in the top 5, but a first-round grade?
I'm just telling you, I think he's been doing this too long for this to be a mistake.
Typo?
Yeah, or a glare. Like, I just think this is what he believes. That Julian Sayin today isn't a first-round quarterback.
Maybe he saw wall-to-wall sports and saw that there was a QB controversy.
Very possible.
And now he's questioning.
Oh, man.
You know, maybe watched a spring game and saw.
He might actually not even start this year.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh. If the aliens came down and watched the spring game and didn't know anything, maybe he thinks Tavian St. Clair is going to win the job this year. New angle.
They may not even know about Jeremiah Smith. If the aliens came down and watched the spring game. They might think this Chris Henry guy's going to.
Yeah.
Overall.
Oh, there's that.
All right. It's one guy's opinion, but
Right,
I'm taking this as fact. Fact is that it's his opinion, meaning they didn't make a mistake.
Yeah.
That if you called him up right now, hey, Dane, we got a weird question.
Which we could.
Why?
We might have to hit him up.
They hit him up because
I might have to hit him up because
he may actually turn out to be accurate. Who knows? But
maybe the Indiana and Miami game showed him enough, maybe in a bad way, to where he's like, oh, I see the vision of what he could be, but he's just not there yet.
As an NFL high-profile top quarterback taken, probably not. Listen, there have been good quarterbacks that have been drafted not in the first round. So maybe that's where he's going, that he's got to kind of prove it to him this year.
But he's seen more from C.J. Carr. No, I'm not saying C.J. Carr's a bad, but we're talking if it's sample size, what has C.J. Carr really proven more so than Julian? For him to have him going 15.
He had a pretty good season this year.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like they're both really good.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the dramatic difference between the two? I'm asking you questions I want to ask
He
Dan.
runs a little better?
No. CJ Carr is a legit prospect, and probably, honest to goodness, and I hate to say this, especially who my hero is, and he's local, but probably the best QB prospect at Notre Dame in my lifetime.
Your hero?
Brady? Yeah. Brady Quinn's my hero, dude. Kaufman and Notre Dame? Are you kidding me? Let's go.
Okay.
But I've just never heard you frame it that way. Yeah. I know you had love for the guy, which we understand because we got a lot of love.
Ferris Bueller, you're my hero.
He's also like the first Notre Dame quarterback I can remember watching.
Why haven't you then booked him into studio to spend a few segments with us? I was going to do that.
Oh, because I was waiting for you to do it.
Well, I just figured if he's your hero,
you'd be so
Are you
lucky.
in kind of don't meet your heroes? Maybe you want to.
No.
My Ed Reed story scaring you a little bit?
Yeah.
No.
What if you met Brady Quinn in the bathroom? Would that help?
Where
Maddie.
I would not say a word. I would definitely not say a word.
Brady's lower body is ridiculously thick.
Brady's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. It'd be all good.
That's
in the hood.
Fantastic.
That's good.
It'd be all good. in the hood.
You'd be absolutely.
One day it'll happen.
Wow. You're a hero.
Mark Crabtree remembers coaching one of us.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't you.
And
it ain't you.
I'm kidding.
Okay, we got to make this happen for him.
Our big boing moment on the show today.
Great.
Was that
my hero, Brady Quinn? Shout out to BQ.
Okay, he's the best.
Yeah,
we love him.
We all got heroes. Yours is
and the whole lead into this was I think CJ Carr's better than him, but yes, he's also my hero.
Okay.
He started here on the off season.
That's right. AR got him right. Him and AJ Hawk. I used to love running that show with them. It was a good time.
You made a board for him?
Yeah.
TLC.
It was awesome.
It could have been you.
I know.
Well, I don't know if you would have been able to handle that.
No, I'd be professional enough.
I know, but you would have been so, flustered. Seeing your hero every day.
No, the first day, yes. Every day after that, fine.
Okay. You notice how he wasn't that flustered working with us?
No, we're just Joe Schmoes. What do you mean?
I'll tell you what. I think that's one of the big benefits of me actually beginning my career in a different market is the whole starstruck factor kind of never existed for me.
I thought you were going to say.
It would have if I started here.
But you haven't met your hero yet.
Okay. If Brady Quinn or Marcus Freeman were co-hosting.
Text him right now.
Text him. He's tall. No, he's not taller than you.
I thought you were going to say that it benefited you by working here and starting low with us. I thought that's where you were going with that comment.
No, I'm saying that the fact that I began this career in a market where everybody who I knew who were former athletes were former St. Louis Blues players who I've never heard of before.
Okay.
That kind of killed that part and hey, we're all just dudes. We're all just professionals.
We're all just dudes.
See, and if Ryan Day's in here, hey Ryan, how are you? And he'll say, hey Cole. Well, he'd say
that one's not as.
We're not doing
we're not doing that again. Maybe tomorrow. All right, we're coming back to tell the truth.
You, first of all,
Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Every year, tens of thousands in Central Ohio choose Columbus State Community College to start what's next. They're earning degrees that open doors to in-demand jobs, stable careers, and real earning power. They're bridging the gap to an affordable university bachelor's degree, avoiding the trap of student loan debt, and moving their lives and our community forward. Columbus State is making Central Ohio stronger. Apply today at cscc.edu.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. As a longtime homeowner, I know how it goes when it comes to things that need to be fixed around the house and you just haven't gotten to them. Maybe that leaky faucet that always has a drip. You think about it, but you never take care of it, and now it's just a part of the house. It's character. Maybe it's your windows that are always sticking and you can't get them open. So you just don't think about it. Who cares? Except now the weather's nice. You want to open the windows, and again, you can't because they're not fixed. Get new windows from Window Nation. They've made it easy to get top quality custom fit windows with their the more you buy, the more you save sale. You could save up to 50% off all your windows. Plus, you could get them with 0 interest for 5 years. Did you know investing in your home is actually one of the best investments you can make, especially in uncertain times? Experts report that windows retain 80% of their value. Energy efficient, beautiful windows from Window Nation with great deals going on now. Schedule your free consultation at windownation.com.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. Spent a lot of time pitching heat. Years later, the pain in my joints remind me of those days, but I'm not looking to sit still, and I definitely am not interested in going under the knife. That's why I chose QC Kinetics.
Not just for elite retired athletes. QC Kinetics gives everyday folks joint pain relief using regenerative treatments that work with your body to help repair joint damage.
No surgery, no long recovery, whether it's your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. My friends at QC Kinetics will help you get moving again so you can get back to doing the things you love.
QC Kinetics medical professionals will look at your x-rays or MRI to determine if you're a good candidate.
I trusted QC Kinetics to help me feel like myself again, and I'm proud to recommend them to you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
Hey Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, take us home.
All right. I actually ran a poll in the middle of the show.
Wow. Initiative.
Yeah, how about that? Well,
Very proud of you. That's very nice.
Well, first of all, tell me if you approve of the phraseology here. So the poll says, did Ohio State's stellar draft give you any added sour feelings about how their season ended? Sour or no sour?
I think that's worded fairly well.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Okay.
Nothing too over the top, but has a little teeth to it. That's
right. I think it's good.
I didn't want it to be a leading question and say, you know, any extra added feelings about their disappointing end of the season or, you know, being a first-round exit in the playoffs.
That's right. You didn't lead them.
The end of the season.
End of the season.
However you felt about it, maybe you forgot. And so I'm not trying to remind you, just whatever your feelings are.
Okay.
And so the two options were added sour feelings from the draft, not added sour feelings. What do you think the percent? Well, first of all, what do you think won, and what do you think the percentage is?
I like the poll. I feel like, you know how I feel about these polls. Some of them want to lean into positive. Some wants to lean a little more negative. Some answer it very truthfully to themselves.
Yeah.
So it's only one person's opinion in every vote. I feel like Ohio State fan made peace. I said earlier in the program, I think the reality set in for them that their biggest weakness at the time was the massive strength for the two teams they lost to.
Mm-hmm.
So offensive line versus the defenses of Miami and Indiana, and not in that order. And so their kryptonite was a little bit of a problem. The matchups were a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now, could they have overcome those matchups? Absolutely. They lost two very close games. Both of them were very winnable. In fact, we probably should have been treated to the final 3 minutes of whether Ohio State's great defense would have been able to stop Indiana from kicking a game-winning field goal in the Big Ten championship or scoring whatever they needed because they were about to tie that thing up. And they had all the momentum against Miami. An illegal formation on a punt gifted Miami. It was like a 30-yard penalty. And give credit to Miami. They turned that break into points. But I think Ohio State fan has made peace with this year. I think winning the title previously helps that. I don't think Ohio State fan is writing a book this year on, the season that might have been. I don't think it's all there. So I think it's probably 60-40 not sour, somewhere in that area.
I think for me, since the draft stuff is still relatively fresh, I think sour is going to win this, or did win the poll.
De-sour and sweeten? I think
added sourness, if you will.
Well, when I brought that to the table, I mean, Adam King almost flew off the desk. How dare you say that has any negative connotation?
TLC, I'm going to go added sourness.
I'm going to say did not sour based on, I think they've kind of made peace with it, and they're proud of the guys that went in the NFL, and they're not looking at it as, oh my goodness, all these guys in the top 10 and we didn't win it all. I don't think it's an overwhelm. I don't think that's their thought. I haven't heard that.
Oh. What was the? I guess I didn't give you a percentage. I was wrong anyway. But what was the percentage for AR's correct selection there?
I mean, it was no extra sour feelings, 52. Extra sour feelings, 48.
It was close.
So
split down the middle.
Good call, though.
Okay,
good call.
That's what we got so far. I'm going to undo the repost and then repost it again so new people see it. All right. Have you ever regifted before?
100%. I just did. Actually, it doesn't count because I bought the shirt. So that's not a true regift. But I did buy it for myself, and me regifted it to you.
I don't mind
I did not buy that with you in mind.
I don't mind receiving a regift, and I for darn sure have regifted plenty of gifts in my life. And anybody that tells you that they haven't is capping. They're lying.
So the official regift is someone bought you a gift, and then you played it off as you bought it for somebody else?
Yes.
It's fairly devious.
We've all done it.
We've all done it.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest thing.
We're going to continue to do it.
I just did it, and I'm ready to do it again.
Oh, I've heard that one before.
I know. I'm sorry.
I can't tell
All
you.
right. So, what about you?
It's a shoo-in that everybody's done this.
I don't think I've given... Well, yeah, I haven't given enough gifts to have regifted before.
I don't think you want to admit that.
So you've never been gifted something that you've given to someone else and played it off as that you got it for them?
Not actually. No.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe like...
Your record's clean then. See what kind of streak you can keep going.
But again, when you've only given a couple of gifts in your lifetime...
Well, that'll change.
I'm like, I don't know.
Okay.
You're in a new relationship, so that's about to change.
Does that count what I did today?
There's no regifting there.
No,
Does it count?
Gifts.
Does me buying that Raiders t-shirt for myself, never wearing it, and then gifting it to Maddie, does that count as a regift or like
Absolutely not.
Okay. Because I didn't, as I originally bought it.
Okay.
Just not for
This
her.
is my last game this year. There's no chance of me coming back next year.
That would be one Ezekiel Elliott in 2015 after he only got 11 carries.
There's no chance of me talking anymore after 3 o'clock. I don't know what I was trying to say, but Common Man and Timmy are coming up next. We got to go. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvis weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind.